getting dicey.
All right. Okay. All right. Let's
Really good.
get some sound going. Church.
Are those tiki torches always on the wall in this church? Is that new? That looks new.
Those are just so helps bring light to the church. A new sort of lighting system that Roll20 has. I don't know if the lights will stay there if I put them in the DM mode or not. So I don't want to risk it and just leave you guys all in the dark. So.
I like the idea that was a question to Father Lucian. Like, are these lights new? They are just gorgeous.
Molly gets his eyesight back and he's like, oh my god, I love what you've done with this light. Everything looks amazing.
It's a really nice, soft, warm light coming off those tiki torches.
Oh, look, I'll get rid of them, okay? I'm getting rid of them. They're all going. No, it's fine. Morley, yeah, you've just had your eyesight returned. Your hearing has come back. Standing around you is Bill and Father Lucian in front of you with the Baron Ismark and Mirakin off to your right. Sitting next to you is Irina, who has interlaced her fingers with from her right hand into your left. What's the plan from here, guys?
So it must be getting on towards evening now, right?
Yeah, it is. It is like probably 6:30 in the evening at this point. Now you know, having trampled through a couple of those revenants, that if they are, and you did see them turn back into your direction, both the Baron and Bill saw this occur. You do know that if they continue that sort of trajectory, it's probably only a couple of hours before they arrive into Vallaki.
Okay. Well, that's an issue, especially because undead don't tire, so they'll just walk through the night, I suppose. Not good.
If they're coming for us, I could put us in the bubble.
I'm exhausted, if I'm honest.
What if they just wait outside the bubble, and then when the bubble disappears, they chop us to pieces?
That's better than them chopping us to pieces without the bubble.
Oh, wait, the bubble's see-through, so we can just, see them waiting outside and just take pot shots at them, right?
Yeah, we can.
Wait, but this bubble, Baron, can they see into the bubble? Will they know that we're in there, or will we
Only if I choose to. It can be completely opaque.
Oh, so they'll get here and they'll think, oh no, we've made a wrong turn somewhere along the way, and they'll turn around and go back the other way. I can
It's just
only
a
assume.
bubble.
Well, I think they seem to know where we are, no matter if they can see us or not. They followed us all the way there. They couldn't exactly see us then.
I really don't want them
Magnets.
following us up a treacherous mountain.
They're going to follow us everywhere for like a year, aren't they?
I don't want them to.
How about instead of killing them, we trap them in something?
Yes.
Can we put them in concrete?
Yes.
Just their
Do we know
head
what
poking
concrete
out?
is? Is that a technology that we're familiar with?
Well, look at this church.
Manufacturing on bulk.
It's made of formica and asbestos.
It's got tiki torches from Kmart.
I will say, Baron, what were you doing with your skeletons? Were you trying to get them into the church with everybody, or were you leaving them outside?
Oh, they can stay at the front door, I guess. People have a problem with them in the church.
Okay, fair enough.
They could stand watch, couldn't they?
Yeah,
Stand guard.
yeah, they'll be on guard.
I think at one point, one of the skeletons went to follow you into the church, got to the doorway, and kind of stopped, and then turned around before you even sort of came in. So there was a sign. There were some signs that it wouldn't have gone into the church, even if you'd have wanted it to.
Oh, so it repels the undead.
Wow, maybe we will be safe.
You know of obviously the bones of Saint Andrel, restored to their position underneath the church floorboards in a small crypt.
Father Lucian, I have a question for you.
Yes.
Does the blessing that covers this most sacred place, the bones of Saint Andrew, Do you know if that would be effective against, say, I don't know, a Revenant or 2 Revenants?
There's no way the undead can make it inside of this church with the power of Saint Andrel looking over us.
I see. What about the wider town?
That's probably quite fucked if they've got some sort of issue with the place.
Excuse me?
Oh my.
Father. He's got a potty mouth around here.
No, the
What's fucked?
the dead can, just like your wizard friends, skeletons, the dead can walk through Vallaki quite unimpeded.
Well, okay.
Oh,
Let's
dear.
ask Lucian what he knows of revenants. We know nothing of their behavior. Will they slaughter innocent civilians to get to us, or will they only focus on us? Tell us what you know, Father.
What he knows of revenants. Let's take a quick look here. Obviously, he knows quite a bit due to the fact that I'm just going to do a roll just to see exactly what we're going to deal with here.
That would be a hell of a twist.
He was lying about those bones.
I only know what I have heard in the legends of the revenants of Argenverstolt.
Oh.
That's handy. The exact ones we're curious about, isn't it? So,
I know that should you cross them, they will hunt you until your death, and that should you kill them, and should they have a reason or vengeance in their heart, then they only become stronger.
Or they become stronger. I wish you'd told us about this earlier.
do they become faster at all, or same sort of pace?
They have the ability to paralyze their foe in fear, where they may not have had before.
And do they have wits about them? Guile? Will they use innocent civilians as bargaining chips, or will they mindlessly hunt us?
They are still quite intelligent. They hold on to some of who they were before they perished. But if, as I said, vengeance is in their heart, they will stop at nothing to complete that first.
Oh dear.
So, but if they walk through the town, they won't be slashing people to the left and right of them, right?
No, they shouldn't. As long as no one tries to stop them, I'm sure that'll be fine.
And are there any things that you can use to trick them or trap them?
Good question.
I think your trapping idea is the best we've got, Brian. We cannot afford to have these pursue us.
I know. I thought they wouldn't show up for like a month or something. Like they'd wake up a month later, but they seem to be instantaneous. You're going to kill one every day.
Well, you love undead, Brian. Can't you just befriend them?
I tried. And they were jerks.
I'm not aware of any way that you could trick a revenant. But if you've got any tools that are effective against the undead, then I would suggest equipping them.
Yes, that's another thing we should discuss. We need to talk about how we can fight Strahd. If we have to fight him again, we have to have a better plan. We have to have a list of all his weaknesses and something to bring to the fight if it happens.
I agree 100%. So,
Sorry, before we get off the topic of the Revenants, do you know of any way to break their compulsion, Father?
Oh, that is a good question.
Or someone who might?
I think we should just put them in a hole. A very
Mold
deep
earth.
hole. Just mold earth all night and make them fall in. And Bob's your uncle.
Yes, I'm not sure. All I understand is that their vengeance ends when the one who they have vengeance for perishes.
What if they perished and then came back to life?
I'm not sure. Sorry.
Oh.
Brian, you're not trying to exploit a loophole, are you?
Well,
Don't like the sound of that at all. Also, if let's say one was a bear when one killed a revenant, would they know who the actual person was? Or would they just think it was a bear?
It's supernatural. I mean, I don't know what to tell you.
Is that a yes or a no, Lucian?
I think they might see through... I get a feeling they might see through something like that.
I knew it.
There's like this ticking, just like coming from like the southwestern wall of this room you're in. It wasn't there before. The sound wasn't there before, but it's just started ticking. And you all look, Father Lucian, Ismark, Irina, all of you look over, and you can see in the southwestern corner of this room, Needle's wheel just spinning by itself. And it just slows down and slows down, and lands on a thing that says the luck of the gods. And in your mind, you don't hear Needle's voice, there's just a voice. And it says that the next time there is a failure, no matter who, no matter what, no matter when, it will become a crit success. Ooh. And the wheel just slowly dissolves from the top down. This is completely at odds with every other time Needle and his wheel have shown up. Time didn't slow down. There was no Needle. It was just there. 1 minute it wasn't there, 1 minute it was. And it is gone now. All of you saw it.
Did anyone else see that?
What was that?
Lucian, did you see that?
Yeah, what was that?
Okay, I thought it might have been some sort of machination to do with the church. Like a Big Ben kind of like installment. I don't know.
Like a bingo wheel.
That was Needle's wheel, but I don't see Needle anywhere.
Yeah, where's Needle?
And time didn't appear to stop.
Maybe he's on holiday.
You are reminded of the last time Needle appeared. How time didn't fully stop last time. And that before he disappeared, there was just like a tear rolling down his cheek. And he mentioned that he didn't want to go back. And now, here it is, just the wheel by itself.
Oh, maybe he's retired.
Well, he didn't want to retire, I guess.
Oh, who does, Baron? Me?
Me?
So what that spin is, the next crit fail that occurs, no matter who's done it, whether it's an NPC, whether it's one of you lot, it becomes an instant crit success.
Get rolling.
A little bit.
Be my advice. Get the statistical odds out now, fam.
Yeah, start rolling just for anything, guys. We just don't want Strahd to get it.
I just want to smell the floor for no reason at all.
I start doing a performance. Roll performance.
Do flips.
Yeah. Get your woodworking out, Bill.
I feel a bit worried about
Bill begins
Needle.
carving a chair.
Nice.
Magnificent.
But where's our cat man? I feel a little bit worried about him. Yeah. He loved his wheel. He loved it.
He loved being a jerk. That's the feeling that I got. And the last time he was crying. Now he's not even here.
I think he was a troubled soul from another plane, Baron. A spectral visitor that maybe had one too many
drinks.
And we've all been there. Maybe that's when he didn't want to go back to rehab.
That's where he is.
We've got to count. How many curses are we afflicted by now? It's got to be getting up there.
I don't even know if we used the last one where if you got hit, you would get advantage or something like that.
No, the last one that Needle gave was, I think, he gave Morley the ability to turn a crit fail into a crit success, and he used it on the week he wasn't here. You guys used it up for him.
Oh, that was fantastic, wasn't it?
That was great. Yeah,
It was classic Morley. That.
And that was against the Revenants the week that you were out. Anyway,
The flips. At least you didn't kill a Revenant, Morley.
that is true.
Yeah. That would have been terrible to kill one of our enemies.
We did. We didn't know they were Revenants at that point.
I'm very concerned about these Revenants.
The way I see it, we've only got a couple of options. We either stay here forever, living in fear, which is my preference, or we strategize all night and come out of these doors ready to fight for our lives. If the Revenants are there, or we can just go somewhere else.
Sneak out the back.
That's true. If they come and they're just waiting outside, we'll just formulate a strategy to blow right past them. Just like we did on the way here. And then they have to walk all the way.
Let's just
Open
keep
the
running them
doors.
over.
Baron,
Yeah.
you fireball everything. Bill, you play a song or something. I'll start shooting fireballs myself. American, you can control the lightning. We all remember that. That was amazing. And we just hit him with everything we've got, and then get clear, and then get out of town.
We hit them with
Yeah.
everything we've got, but we don't kill them. Because I don't want them to come back stronger.
Well,
They're like
they
saying,
must have a point at which they go, you know what, enough's enough.
Well, I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what I'll be preparing. I will be preparing Hold Person. But I don't want to metagame, but I don't know if that works on monster type people or then surely they're humanoid.
they're people.
I'm gonna prepare Hold. We'll just blow past them. It'll be easy. Just trip them, honestly.
Yeah.
We'll just trip them.
We're faster. But there's a point. We don't have our two horses.
You don't.
Where do we put those?
They're very close to the Vistani camp.
Well, look, we're going to have a long rest tonight. Heaven knows we all need it. We can strategize which spells we will need in the morning. I can summon spirit animals to carry our cart if need be.
Oh, that'd be fantastic. Also, so on the same subject, Father, sometimes I have like a power to use radiant energy. And Bill, you have the power of sunlight. Do you know if sunlight would hurt revenants, or what is the effect of sunlight on normal or undead?
Let's have a quick look for that.
Like a revenant or a vampire?
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely a difference between radiant and sunlight, radiant damage. Like radiant is more from the heavens, a power from the soul and spirit, whereas sunlight is very much infused with UV light.
UV.
It was a scientist.
So what's the UV index on your
Science did start in the church, young man.
bragging? Didn't end there, did it?
Silenced by the church.
Because we need to use that medallion, Bill. Next time vampire or something shows up, I guess that some things are just scared of sunlight, or they get sunburned.
That's it.
Well,
they just get a tan.
We know enough about vampires that it's not healthy for them to be in sunlight, right?
Yeah, it's unhealthy.
Unhealthy.
That's what this little bastard's for. And I pull out the hilt that I got. Or we all forgot about that, didn't we?
No.
Got this bad boy back.
Amazing.
Yes. Does that do
Sorry,
sunlight?
Mel, I didn't mean to steal your thunder there. You talking about your amulet.
Okay.
Always have to top a story, Morley.
Sorry.
It's what his character would do. I would like to say we should make an extensive list of all Strahd's weaknesses and write them down and prepare everything that we've got. One, we've got silver arrows. That's bad for them, right? Or is that werewolves?
Yeah, I want to know that too. I've got a list. and silver's got a question mark on it.
Father Lucien,
the
help.
The DM is strangely not mentioning anything. I've never fought a vampire, so I'm not sure what does and does not work.
You must have heard of them.
Yes, but I've only known from the stories of them butchering people.
Wait a minute. I swear Esmeralda said that was what Strahd was weak to. She wasn't just killing werewolves. She was making an attempt on Strahd.
That's right. And do you remember when I said that I had a silver arrow and he looked hesitant for a moment, but then he saw through my obvious bullshit? Do you remember that? There was obviously something to it. He was scared.
Did he look
for a
worried?
moment. He did for a brief moment until he, some would say, gained a moment of perception that beat my attempted deception.
Okay, so Silver, let's give that a tick.
Give that a tentative tick. What else?
I've got
Pete
they
Sullivan.
can heal themselves, but I can stop that with my chill touch. If I hit them each round, at least they can't heal up that round.
How many chill touches have you got, Brian?
It's a cantrip. You can use it all.
Oh
the
my god!
But if that's all they do, it's not that much damage. Like a ghostly hand grabbing them.
Yes.
But
And
it's the damage is better than them healing, right?
Yeah, it's like you add on that healing. Let's see what I got. I've got hurt by holy water.
What?
Oh, yes.
Oh, you've written that. You haven't got. Doesn't someone here have a little goblet of holy water?
I remember Irina's amazing moment when she threw the holy water on those undead fiends. That was amazing.
I turned to Irina. Oh, you used it up.
Oh.
You were there, Molly. It was a great move.
Oh, it looked amazing. Yeah. No, I'm just sad we don't have any more of it.
It brought everybody closer together. It started off your teaching of Irina of the roguish arts.
Oh.
It was everything. Remember that turning point?
Yeah.
All down to that little bottle of water.
Good if we had that again, though, wouldn't it?
How many bottles did you guys get? Didn't you get?
Yeah, I feel like we got more than one.
I thought you guys definitely got more than one.
Well,
Check my
luckily we
inventory.
have a bona fide father here.
I've got some.
Yeah, I thought like you all got. I thought like everybody
I've got
got
one.
one. Yeah, everyone got one.
Oh, we do have a bunch of holy water. Oh, why don't we just
Excellent.
make him drink it?
But no, I guess
Drink it.
just make a big deal about my one, I guess.
Oh, you're. Oh,
Oh no! It's all gone
Irina,
downhill so
I was-
far.
No.
Oh, you've got one in there. You've got one in there, Molly. Is it there?
Yeah, we've all got one.
We've all got
I mean,
one.
except
don't
you
we?
now.
Exactly.
Well, you don't. You used yours.
I'm waiting for Irina to pull out I liked you better when you were deaf and blind.
I liked you better when you had your holy water.
Okay, so vampires, they're hurt by radiant damage. These are all the things I've learned along the way over the past what seems like 2 years. 2 days.
It's only
Radiant
been a week.
Yeah. Not hurt by necrotic damage, annoyingly,
Good to know. Well,
and running water.
What was the first
where
thing
did
you
we
said?
learn
I'm just
about
checking.
the running water?
I think I quizzed someone.
Didn't the abbot tell us about that or something?
It's worth a try.
About what? Sorry, I was just reading.
Running water's effects on vampires.
Yeah.
Not
Can't
like
cross
a
it.
bath,
Bad.
shower.
We
What
were
does
going
it
to
do?
push
to
him in
them?
a stream, weren't we? Oh, a waterfall. We were going to find a waterfall
Yes.
and lure him there for the wedding ceremony, and then pull back the curtains to reveal a waterfall, and then shove him in and get melted away.
Foolproof. Wouldn't do it.
Oh, so yes, radiant damage. Moonbeam is a key spell for me then.
Yes.
Okay.
And I have that spell, Sickening Radiance, and that's radiant damage.
Very good. And Bill, can you explain to us how your sunlight weapon works?
Molly, or
No, you've got some kind of holy symbol or something, don't you?
Yeah, so I have the holy symbol of Ravenkind. So I can either try to hold some vampires in place. I can try to make undead turn away.
Wait, vampires or any undead? Because that would be great for the revenants.
It says hold vampires.
Ah,
It's just limited to vampires. And then the third thing is sunlight, so I can stream down a 30-foot radius shaft of sunlight.
of UV. Now, did we establish whether Strahd is weak to UV rays or just radiant soul power?
Yeah.
Wait a second. There might be some confusion there. So, like, sunlight is, like, really damaging. You've used that against things before.
Sunlight. I'm writing that down.
Yeah.
Wait, so that last one you said, is that radiant damage or sunlight?
That's sunlight. It's sunlight.
So 30-foot shaft of sunlight can hold vampires. And what was the first one?
The other one is I can turn them away, make them run away.
Turn away just vampires.
No, undead or unholy.
Oh,
Undead!
do it to your guys.
Sorted.
Well, I don't know how long it lasts.
Just keep doing it.
Just keep. Well,
How many times can you do it?
so I have 10 charges, and it takes 3 charges. So I can do it 3 times a day. Turn
Oh, so 10
undead.
charges.
We'll be able to
turn
get away from
away-
them so easy.
And then I get 1d6 plus 4 charges daily at dawn. So potentially I could go back up to max, but probably not.
How many charges does your shaft take?
4.
4. And what about your hold of vampires?
Also 3.
3. Okay, we're getting some plans.
I've got a list. This is wonderful. I still don't think we're even remotely strong enough to take on Strahd, though. That was still just a game to him, despite how much we've grown.
Yes.
So turn undead only lasts for 1 minute. So it's not going to buy us a whole week of a lot of time,
So it's-
even if I cast it 3 times.
Basically, 10 movements of them dashing away from you.
Oh, they dash away,
Yeah.
but not off a cliff.
I feel okay. We're going to be okay about the Revenants.
Yeah, use that when if it starts to get dangerous. But I do think we're just going to have to run because I don't know if we're actually going to be able to stick them in concrete or anything. Let's just keep one step ahead of them.
I mean, it's like we're going to head south in the morning, right? To pick up our new elven friend. What was his name? So they'll be
Casimir.
walking all the way there. And then by the time they reach there, we'll be going the other way back. We're just going to be wasting their time over and over. It'll be fine.
And if we do meet them up a mountain, let's push them off a cliff
Yes.
and meet
That
them at the
works.
bottom.
Do we want to try dig a big hole and trap them in it?
Yes. Freeze them in a block of ice. They'll be like in a fun pose.
Yeah. And they can unthaw thousands of years later if we put them in a glacier.
Okay, I love it.
Some solid plans.
I'm going to
being-
look at my ice spells.
I'm going to rely on
All we need
reversing
is
climate change.
all we need is a glacier to freeze them inside of.
Well, it's cold
Easy.
around here. Probably one up the mountain.
Yeah.
Okay.
Casimir, you'll know where the glaciers are. He's been up that mountain before.
He has.
True.
We can push them in, and then we can hope for the best.
We can melt a hole, put them in,
Yes.
freeze it.
melt a
Yes.
hole, push them in the hole, and then wait for the hole to freeze over.
This is
I think you're
great.
forgetting who you're with here. Excuse me, controls the elements?
Or can you do stuff with ice?
Probably. I'll just have to check the list.
After a long rest,
Probably.
which we're about to have.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Oh, that reminds me, Father, do you have any dead bodies?
Just getting to the end of a long night. Oh, that reminds me. Do you have any dead bodies?
What?
Corpses.
Dead bodies. Well, I mean, there's a graveyard just through the wall
Thank
there, I guess. But thank you. What do you mean?
Well, do you have any people that have passed away and they wouldn't mind helping out the land of Barovia after death?
I'll tell you one incredibly strange thing that happened recently, which me and Milovich is very, very confused by. Was we buried a couple of gentlemen just the other day, and this morning the graves were open, bodies gone.
Well, that's exciting.
Don't know really what quite happened there, but as in regards to other, I mean, you want us to desecrate some graves?
Well, no, you can consecrate it. You can do it in a religious way.
What are you wanting? What are you needing?
5 or 6.
Just some dead bodies.
Not just dead bodies, yeah, but okay, if you put it like that, yeah, it's just skeletons.
Oh, it's just the skeletons you need? Is that it?
Yeah, you can keep the rest.
I mean, he should be one to get on his high horse. He's like hanging out with some bones being like the theme of his whole chapel.
Yeah, that could be just as helpful as your precious bones. Saint
Give
Andrew
me
bones.
give me a roll here.
Can I help? Can I help?
Yeah, we can.
And what I'm gonna say to try to help is, Father, you know the bones of holiest Saint Andrew guard this place. The Baron here, what he does is he gives life back to these bones, and they protect us. They protect the land, and hopefully we can use that to help save some Barovians.
All right, give me a persuasion roll with advantage since we've got both of you. So you can pick who does the roll, whether there's.
Is it persuasion?
Oh, I've got the bigger persuasion number.
Oh, okay. What do you got?
Plus 9 or plus 11 or something?
Yeah, plus 11. Go for it.
Okay, yeah. Give us a roll.
Yeah, plus 11.
Somehow I have a plus 5 for persuasion. I don't know. Oh, what'd you get?
A 25 or I forgot it was with advantage.
Okay.
A 22.
Nice.
I see what you're saying, Bill. And then, I can hear the Morning Lord whispering in my ear that I must help you this eve. I will get Milovich to dig up some of the bodies that you require. There's plenty, unfortunately, to do. But 5. When will you need them by, Baron?
Tonight's good. It'll be good. I can help out.
I can help out. I've got mulled herb.
Exactly.
That's right. That's right. So, yep, it's just going to be done in like
It'll be
literally
done in a jiffy.
30 or 40 seconds. It'll just be done.
Boom, boom, boom.
Here's one.
Cantrip.
Another one.
You still employing the young fella then?
Yes, I know what he did was may be seen as unforgivable, but over the last few days he has proven himself quite handy and quite trustworthy.
No more trouble out of him then?
No more trouble out of the young lad.
Are you sure?
Yep, I'm not just trying to hide anything. He's been pretty good.
Well, now the fact that you said you're not trying to hide anything makes me very suspicious.
Well, as you keep asking, and I'm just not sure how I can convince you all. So yeah, do you guys want Milovich to do it for you guys, and it might take a wee while, or are you happy to go out there now and just sort it out?
I can get my skeletons to help as well. I don't want them to.
Yeah, let's make it easy. We don't.
Yeah.
Come on.
Okay, no,
Plus,
that's
Be
I
a
have to
dick
do it
move
before
not to help.
Bedtime.
okay, yeah, that's cool. Yes, well, you're welcome. Do try and keep the mess to a minimum if possible, please.
Oh, don't worry, my skeletons are very tidy and respectful.
And he points out through the window towards a section of the graveyard that has been relatively freshly covered over. and says, that'll probably be the easiest area for you to exhume.
Oh, thank you. My skeletons actually can't go through the church on the map.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they can't. It's like they're undead. They're not allowed.
It actually works on the map. Interesting.
That is pretty good. All right. So, yeah. All right. So they all head out there and spend... It's going to take a wee while for them to uncover 5 graves. And
I said I'd help.
Oh, so you're going to go out there as well? Okay, cool. It takes literally like 14 seconds or whatever.
I'm just saying it would be a dick move not to help.
Yes, so
you can clean them up.
It's really not too long before you. There are these 5 bodies laid on top of the grass in the foggy, cold graveyard. Looks like one of the bodies is a little familiar. Looks to be Vargas's wife. Is one of the bodies that's been exhumed. And the others are just sort of random adults from Vallaki.
Damn, it's a shame that Vargas... Oh no, Vargas is still alive.
Is Vargas alive?
I mean, undead in one way. He's still alive. So his skeleton still is with us. So
good.
He can be...
Family reunion.
Yeah, that's nice.
I'm just shaking my head and I'm like, my spirits, Brian. The way you've sucked me into doing your dirty work like this, I wouldn't recognize myself from a year ago.
Well, you're very good at it.
Oh, thank you.
What was Vargas's wife's name?
I don't know if you ever learnt Vargas's wife's name.
Lady Vargas.
Yeah.
Vargasina, something like that.
Well, he was Vargas Velakovic. What was his partner's name? I can get it for you.
Oh, Lady Velakovic, yeah, but well, unless you have a first name.
I can't find it in my notes.
Yeah, I don't know if it's something that you guys ever learned, and it's literally not,
It's not
even
I don't want to take up your time.
in his card either, which is weird.
But just to let you know, I'm going to be
rude.
spending some time before bed animating all of these skeletons.
Right. I think it was
Oh, was it Lydia?
Lydia. Yeah, it was Lydia. I just found it now.
Found it. And the
That's
son's name
right.
is Victor.
Victor. But yeah, so you found Lydia.
The tattooed lady. Okay.
So is this the point where you're bringing up a few of these guys now? Are you waiting for midnight to do it at the same time of day as everything else? What's the deal? Because I know you got to do it.
Yeah,
at a certain...
I'll wait till late at night.
Okay. I assume that means you'll be outside in the graveyard at midnight.
I am going to be doing my bubble.
All right. Okay. Yeah.
And well, actually, I can't do a spell when I'm in there, so no. Damn it. It's terrible. Okay, I'll just do it. What's the time now?
So by the time you've got all of these bodies exhumed out of the ground and laid side by side on the graveyard grass, it's probably 7 o'clock. It's 7 p.m.
Okay.
Do we know how far off the Revenants were based on our speed and their speed? I think you mentioned last time it was like a couple of hours or something.
A couple of hours. You think before it would be likely that in another maybe hour and a half they'd probably be venturing into Vallaki.
Well,
they're not even after you, Brian. You'll be fine.
That's true.
I'm not going to be outside, though. Someone else watch him. Someone who's not cursed. I mean, I'm a little bit cursed, actually, by the Revenants, so it won't be me.
You hop inside.
I'm also cursed.
What I'll do is... Oh, yeah, I'll just leave my skeletons outside, and they can just stay out of trouble. And once it gets close to midnight, I'll point out the window and reanimate them.
Okay. Okay. All right.
Hey, team, I've just realised that the gates are going to be shut at 8. And those Revenants are showing up at about 8:30.
Greg will fix it.
And anything that gets in their way, they're going to attack.
Or might
Do you
they
think
just
we should
attack
warn them?
And that's
the gate?
going to be old Greg.
Oh,
isn't
well,
it?
in that case, never mind.
Well, what did you say?
I think Bill's worried that Greg's going to eat
Greg's
it.
going to be on the gate.
They're
Yeah,
going to kill Greg.
Finally.
I don't know if he's that brave to get in their way, honestly. Do you really think Greg would do that? He's not that stupid.
I don't want to fight these guys, but let's tell Greg not to get in any undead revenant's ways. How about that?
We'll send Morley to go do it.
Yeah, Morley.
Morley
if we
does
just
it.
tell them to let them through, they'll just hang around. My guess is that they're just going to hang around the church until we leave.
Maybe,
Okay.
if they even get in at all.
Well, if we tell Greg, just let them pass, they'll
Well,
don't
don't
get
let
in the way.
them
They're very
pass.
dangerous. They're very dangerous.
Yeah, but
They'll kill
don't,
Greg.
just walk away from them. They're not after him. Just, shut the door and walk away.
Yeah, good point. Yeah, but yeah, don't get in their way, and
Yeah.
and they'll hang around the church. In the morning, we just bolt out and run as fast as we can to the Vistani. How about that?
And Bill can use the holy symbol to hold them back if need be. I will prepare hold person and some other inconveniencing spells. Anything else we can hit them with?
If it comes to it, I can do my big spell that killed all those innocent people.
I love that spell. Good times. Good times.
Oh, that's horrible. Okay, well, I'm going to lie down on this pew. I'm tired.
Okay. So
yes, I think we should all retire.
So the plan from here is just wait it out and see what occurs.
Yeah, I'm going to go warn Greg.
Okay.
Don't get in their way, Greg. Don't get in their
What?
way.
Oh, Bill, it's not safe out there.
They're about an hour and a half away. We worked it out.
Oh, still though. Want to be careful.
He's
out
like,
there.
it's just Greg.
Should you really believe in the safety of the church, Bill?
I'll be back. I'll be right back.
You message us if you get into trouble, all right? And there's no shame in turning back and just saying, on second thought, I'll leave Greg to his own devices. He'll be fine. Come back to the church. Keep yourself safe, man.
That is Greg's job.
Exactly. You probably make him, like when you clean up before the cleaner gets there. And you probably actually just made them feel a bit useless, a bit redundant. That's probably what you're doing.
Yeah.
He's not getting paid at the moment, so I don't think he's.
I know, but the pride of the man. You don't want to.
Yeah, he's literally.
What's a
being
man
paid
without
in
his pride?
He's paid in exposure.
Is all I'd say. You do what you need to do, Bill. That's the last I'll say of it.
All right, I'm gonna go and warn Greg.
Ismark pipes up and says, "I'll come along too, Bill. Just to it's better to go in with company." And he makes sure that he's all prepped and ready and walks out of the church with you. Is there anything you want to do?
Before we leave, I just put my hand across his chest and I just go, have you used the bathroom before we head out?
That's actually a good point. It's been a few hours, to be honest. If you just wait for me outside, I'll be out shortly.
Yeah.
Oh God, how long are you gonna have to wait now?
And I'm just gonna go while he's in the toilet.
Oh no, Izzy, no.
I didn't see that.
Stepping out on a bed.
I've got an hour and a half to get across town and back. I'm not waiting 20 minutes for this guy.
There is something else that we need to address before we all retire. Irina, it was extremely frightening to see us face off with Strahd and the fact that he tried to snatch you away from us. Do you feel safe to come with us anymore? Or would you prefer to stay here with the father and the sacred bones to protect you?
I have to admit, the fact that he got to my brother in the way that he did was quite unsettling.
Yes.
I know that while I'm here in this church, I am quite safe. But ever since Sergei helped me in Kretsk, I am feeling stronger. I am feeling more ready to help. Do you think I am not safe with you?
To be honest, I do not know if you're safe anywhere. I mean, we've seen that even this church can be compromised. He has agents everywhere.
I think it needs to be your decision, ultimately, Irina. But should you come with us, we will protect you at all costs. And should you remain here, we'll do everything we can to ensure your safety and be back soon.
Well said.
Let me sleep on it, and I'll let you know in the morning.
And Irina, if you were to rank the level of how strong you were feeling out of, say, 20, what would that be?
First of all, a 20-point scale is quite a strange thing to rank something by.
Just popped into my head.
20 would be like a demigod.
Have I actually written it down?
For example, I would feel about 8 out of 20.
Yeah, me too. I'm an 8-ish.
8-ish.
Yeah, I'm feeling 8.
I'm trying to remember.
Stronger than that.
Well, I don't think I'm quite at the capacity you lot are at, that's for sure.
Probably about 5, I would say. Maybe a 5. And what kind of class? Probably a fighter type class, I would imagine, yeah.
I mean, does it really matter as long as I help when it counts?
It's a mystery.
Yeah.
You sleep on it, Irina, and whatever you decide, we'll respect your decision.
Thank you, Morley. Bill, you're making your way across town at the moment, and it does take you a good 20 minutes of walking to get to the eastern gate. Let me just, because it's absolutely hosing down outside. And you get there and Greg is just sort of standing next to the gate, just absolutely drenched, keeping an eye out towards the east.
How's it going, Greg?
Oh, hello. Hello, Bill. What are I on this beautiful surprise?
Listen, I've got to
Sorry,
tell you something.
that was actually my Morley impersonation. I just wasn't sure if you'd picked up on that one. Anyway, how's it? What's happening here, Bill?
No, it's good. It's really coming along. You should use it on him the next time you see him.
Oh, that is a great idea, Alan.
I'm sure he'll appreciate it. Hey, I've got some troubling news.
He squints his eyes. What do you mean? What do you mean troubling?
Well, it's a bad thing.
I know what the word troubling means.
Dumb it down for me, Doc.
There's a relatively high chance that there'll be some undead revenants kind of coming through the town in, say, hour and 10 minutes, roughly.
You know what, Bill? That'll be the second group of undead I've let through these walls lately. It was just this morning there was a couple that just walked out. They look very focused on what they were doing. They didn't stop and say hi. They didn't say nothing to old Greg. I just let them out.
It might be the same ones. So yeah, I was saying, what I was going to say is, I know it's going to be after the gates are closed and everything, and I'm not asking you to let them through, but maybe just make yourself scarce when they show up.
Oh, why is that, Bill? What's going on?
Well, I don't think they'll take kindly to being stopped, is all.
Oh,
and
all right.
I wouldn't want you or any of your friends getting hurt.
Oh, that's very nice of. It's very nice. Speaking of friends, where have your friends gotten to? Are they not interested in saving Greg's life like you there, Bill?
No, we drew straws, and I got the longest one.
I don't know if that is a compliment or if no one wanted to go and just someone had to come and tell old Greg.
No, I got the best outcome.
You did, Bill. Thank you so much. And he reaches into his pocket and he just pulls out like a gold piece and hands it over to you. Thank you for letting old Greg know.
It's fine, mate. Don't worry about it.
So people.
I'll press the coin back into his palm and push his hand away.
So so I can clarify what things are happening. When the two dead or undead gentlemen show up again, and the gates are closed, you don't want me to be here, but you also do not want me to open the gates for them.
Correct.
When can I go back to the gates?
I'd give it a good couple of hours, probably.
Are you aware there are multiple entrances to Vallaki?
There's only one Greg.
we don't care about the other guards.
Could you maybe get a message to the other entrances to the same effect?
I can possibly make my way round and shut and lock. You've got to remember, there's not many people watching these gates anymore. But I'll do my best and see if I can make my way the entire circumference of Vallaki in about 1 hour's time.
It's an hour and five.
Okay, yes. Look, I'll do my best.
Just spoke to him now.
Well, if there is anybody else still helping, or if you can get on a horse or something, that would be ideal.
A horse, of course. Yes, I'll jump on a horse. Of course, that would make things a lot easier, wouldn't it? Silly Greg, always forgetting the small details. That'll definitely speed things up.
You're gonna jog.
A horse is a medium-sized, unaligned beast. You can ride them.
No, I know what a horse is. Thank you for letting old Greg know. But no, I'll make sure everything's shut up tight. And there's just like that awkward moment of you just both staring at each other in the rain. He just kind of like nods his head a couple of times. Yeah, just leave it to old Greg. I do have to wait until 8. Those are city rules, but just don't, in case people want to come and go before the official. But did you want old Greg to shut it up before 8 o'clock? Would that make things a little easier for you?
It might be safer for everybody concerned to do that.
Okay, yes. Okay, let's I'll get on to that. Thank you, Bill. And he starts, and he turns around and starts bringing the eastern gates closed and chaining them up and locking them tight, as he would do every night, even though it's a little earlier tonight. He's happy to get this done.
All right, I'm gonna head back to the church.
Okay. All right, back at the church. What is at this point? It is closing in on maybe 7:30 at this point. And
I'm burrowing around the church trying to find that holy wine.
Okay, American, what's American up to?
That's a good question.
Thank you.
I am quite badly wounded, so I'm feeling quite sorry for myself, if I'm honest. But I am looking through my spell book quite intently, trying to figure out what I really should. There's just so many situations that could arise. I really must make some difficult choices. And then, of course, there is the divination spell that I have access to.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm going to idly ask whoever's nearby, do you think that we should try to divine something? I'm so overwhelmed with all of these eventualities that may come to pass.
Is that like telling the future, do you mean? Divination?
Yes, but it must be a single question. For something that will occur within the next 7 days.
Well, we're going up this mountain, apparently to see the Dark Lords. Can we ask if there is some advantage that we... will they be hostile to us, maybe? Or
It must be a
Can we
single
get-
question concerning a specific goal, event, or activity.
Can we bring them a gift so that they would be happy to see us?
I think that might be a bit obtuse for the
Oh.
deity. A specific goal, event, or activity.
Well, the event was meeting them.
Will we meet them?
Yeah.
Will we die on the mountain? This spell seems like it would be super useful, but it's not.
But it's about the event, right? Can you say like it's just try and say like can we will we be able to be friends, or is it impossible?
She's still in a summer phase, so she's getting easily irritated by Brian. She's like, it's not just that easy, Brian. I told you a specific goal, event, or activity. And might I add, this
Have you
deity
seen-
is quite money hungry, and I need to offer at least 25 gold pieces worth
20
of stuff to them.
Yeah, man,
Not
how many
messing
bottles of
around.
wine you could buy for that?
Exactly, Brian.
No, I think we save our
just-
money.
Exactly. I don't think this spell is as awesome as it sounds. If I'm quite honest, it's very expensive and
You
quite
can
limited.
literally tell the future.
But only in a
Wow.
very specific way.
Okay, that's still pretty good though, right?
But we can't even think of a single good question.
That's not
So
the
is it
spell's.
good?
That's not the spell's fault.
Yeah, it's the player's fault because we haven't got a single idea among us. Do we have any offers or shall we skip the whole shebang?
I think mine are too complicated.
You could ask what knowledge or treasures will we gain upon the mountain's top?
But is that a goal, event, or activity?
Yeah, goal. What knowledge will we gain?
An
What treasures
activity.
will we gain?
An activity,
gaming.
gathering treasure.
Yeah,
What
or knowledge.
activities will there be at the top?
Oh, they're going to be
Will there
activities.
be a slippy slide?
Flying fox. Is there a flying fox at the mountain?
What's the difference between an activity and an event, really?
Event is like World Cup soccer, and activity is just kicking the ball around in the field with your
Right.
friends.
Are there any sports events that we could bet on to become rich? Because that could pay
American-
it. That could pay for itself.
I'm going to go lie down. I think we save our money.
Lot of good you are, Brian.
What about if you
You're the
ask
one with the
them?
high intelligence.
What about if you ask them about how the Revenants curse ends for us?
Your death. We know the answer to this.
Yeah. What is the Revenant's goal?
To kill you.
We knew
Good,
that.
25 gold, well spent.
Well, I just mean like, do we work out a way, and maybe that would give us like, oh, this is how you solved it.
Well, how about you say, can I bury these revenants and will they stay there? That's your goal. Is it possible to trap them in the dirt?
That's true.
The doors to the church like burst open and in walks Bill. And at the same time, Ismark comes out into the foyer of the church and says, "All right, Bill, you ready to go?"
I was. I went already.
What?
Sorry.
Oh, okay. No, that's fair. That's fair.
Everyone's so passive aggressive tonight.
He went without him. He can't be happy about it. That's all right.
He walks off for another shift.
Cut this one short for you.
Greg was,
Pitched up a loaf for you, Bill.
He was really proud of how fast he was.
This is the expedient setting.
Through an east.
It's taking like 40 minutes. Right, so what's the plan?
Morley's been sitting up here the whole time, sort of canoodling with Irina and sort of making some unsubtle hints about, probably not too many beds here.
Oh my God.
Some people have to bunk up.
Father Lucian
if
like,
you-
hearing this and just giving you like,
Oh, not the father. He's not going to be down for that, is he?
He's something tail with the father.
he's kind of just like keeping an eye on like how close you two are getting. Is just like he's making little Sounds like he's not happy with how close you guys are getting.
How many rooms do you have available to spend the night here, Father? How many bedrooms?
We have enough beds for you in the 2 rooms available.
What? There's only 2 rooms
That are available. That's correct.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to be so.
This is a church, not a hotel.
Is that including the kids' room downstairs?
No, this one doesn't have a downstairs. The church that had the downstairs was the one in Barovia where it had like
the one that we caved in.
You caved it in. So that one actually still does. That one doesn't have a downstairs now either. So
it's just one big pit of rubble.
Yeah.
So they're basically what you're telling me is there's 2 rooms with 8 beds.
Yeah, you might want to hose yourself off. Cool yourself. Have a cold shower. Get outside in the cold rain before calling it a night, Morley.
No, I'm nice and warm in here. Thank you, Father. Thanks for restoring my sight and hearing again.
I'm just gonna.
Very grateful.
I'd like to make a request. Irina, you stay with me, and Morley, I don't want you anywhere near us. I've seen and heard enough from you 2 tonight, if I'm honest. I need a good sleep tonight.
Irina's choice.
I think Mirakin might be onto something. Maybe one room for the men, one for the ladies. Maybe that's the.
Yes,
this is the Lord's.
Irina.
This is the Lord's house, Morley. And just like gives you a little playful tap on the leg.
Oh.
I only just got my vision back. I'd like to use it. You know, catch my drift.
Oh, the old God.
The DM currently really regretting the kiss at the end of the last session.
Yeah.
He's got blue eyes.
I haven't seen anything for ages. Now I'm seeing
his eyes are.
God, you look good.
His eyes are starving.
Morley, it was only a couple of hours, Morley.
A couple of hours without you, Irina, feels like an eternity.
This sounds like an eternity right here, Morley.
Thank you.
I'm going to go to bed.
Okay.
I'll be in soon. I might use the bathroom.
All right. We'll call it there. We'll have our break there.
We're all such children.
That was great. It was gold.
The father, like, listening. What was that sound? That fucking Morley.
Is someone making macaroni and cheese in there? All right. I feel like do you guys know what's happening next? It feels like it's been a very
I don't have to know what's happening now.
I know. I like how every time I'm like, should we divine something? We're all like, honestly, there's nothing worth asking. We've got nothing.
Telling the future when I can pop into the bathroom for a wank. It's way better use of everyone's time.
Random,
that's what your question could be.
Random Origins did say it was only a matter of time before we got an erotic stream. $50 well spent.
It's autoerotic. I can't wait to go up this mountain.
Okay, are we actually going up a fucking mountain? Are we? I don't know.
Let's go.
All right. So I could maybe have done some things better to try and speed things along. Maybe. That's good.
I was going to say breath of fresh air.
Okay. Yeah.
Something.
Is that a I thought Morley was rolling a performance roll.
Yeah.
No. Oops,
with
I rolled a
D4.
20. Damn it, I rolled an...
1. That sounds about right.
Hey, a crit fail at the moment is a crit success. So.
Oh my god! Just hear this really loud sound coming from the
Like, oh god, Strahd is attacking Morley. He's choking him.
Whatever helps.
passed out.
Pants down, passed out on the bathroom floor.
You've got to wonder
Watching
what the hilt has to...
Sexy wanked to death. Poor Morley.
He died doing what he loved.
Imagine if that was your player character.
Is the sentient, the sword is sentient, right?
Yeah. But
Oh
you
my
feel a
God.
disapproving aura from the hilt.
And it only makes it better. Tucks it under one arm just to help try and get that even better. We've got a Adam,
Creative.
are you feeling okay? You disappeared for a little bit there. You doing okay?
Yeah, I just felt really ill for a second, and I
Okay.
just thought, oh man, I really need some water.
Okay.
So I went to get some water.
Oh, you're
Yeah,
good.
water will fix it.
Yeah, as long as you're okay. We've just got some stuff in the chat. Foolish Fool says, "Hi gang, can't stay because he didn't see the last episode, so spoilers, but just wanted to pop in and say hi. I appreciate all of you. Keep up the great work." And resubscribed for his fourth month.
What a lovely
Oh,
message!
that's awesome.
That's so nice. That's
The nicest message ever.
he gets the dance
Much
though, as
nicer
well.
than the person who wanted me to be permanently blinded.
You're like, fun fact, it was him.
Thank you so much, Fool, for resubscribing. Larp Kiwi has also given us our question of the week.
We need to get some title credits for this. So when question of the week comes, it goes question of the week.
That's doable. I think that'd be pretty cool, actually. That'd be awesome. The question of the week is, what do the players expect to find at the top of the mountain or in the temple?
You think we're going to get to the top of the mountain?
That's not happening tonight. I can guarantee.
I mean, at the
Someone's
speed
already
we
climaxed.
we've already reached one peak. Yeah.
Are you guys expecting to find Koulios is asking, a way to break the curse and beat Strahd? Is that what you're expecting to find at the top of the mountain?
That's what I'm hoping. I'm thinking we'll find the dark ones. Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe we could get
Or
our
like
own
clues.
curse and we'd be just as powerful as Strahd.
Yeah.
I'm expecting knowledge more than like another magic weapon, but we may find a magic weapon as well.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking we
Wait.
might learn something like game changing or game breaking. Like,
Yeah.
oh, hit him on his Achilles heel.
Yes.
Wait, is there meant to be a weapon up there? I haven't got that written down.
Not that you guys are aware of, that's for sure. No one's
I've just
mentioned
got that
anything.
the dark ones in the Amber Temple is where he made the pact.
Yeah,
That's all
that's
I've
so.
got.
To find like a vampire.
Oh, how to break the
expert.
curse I've written. So
Oh, yeah.
that's what we hope to find.
So
Again.
yeah, so
And
Casimir mentioned that he believes the means to break the curse is found within the Amber Temple. A temple that he has
Have you ever
not
heard of
been
the
able to
Amber
get
Room?
to. The Amber Room? What's the Amber
There's
Room?
one in Crown Casino. It's where the rich people go to gamble.
Oh. No, look, historically, it's the in the Russian palace. And everything's made of amber. I think it was mostly destroyed, or I think when it was taken over, they managed to save some of it. But it sounds amazing. Like the whole room, everything is made from amber.
It sounds
be
highly
glowing.
magical.
Don't think that's the one at Crown Casino.
That's the one. That's where they moved it. Where's Crown Casino?
Melbourne. On the banks of the Yarra.
Right.
Coolio said the Dark Ones could tell you how many children have died because you didn't go after the werewolves.
Yay! Love that. Can't wait to find that out. True. Like I'm just like racking my brain. Like, what could I use this freaking divination spell for? I feel like it should be such an awesome thing to have, but I think we've never used it to any good effect. Maybe it's just one of those things that sounds awesome but isn't, or maybe we just are not creative enough. I don't know.
Well, I think we've got something, it's like a solution finding a problem, or is it the other way around? I don't know.
Yeah,
If
I
we
think it's
had
kind of
something
if we
to
had like a
think of.
pressing question for like where someone would be or what they were going to do that we were wondering, but we kind
Yeah.
of don't have that. We could ask what Strahd's going to do, but I mean, we could ask it if we're still invited to dinner.
Yeah, we're still welcome.
You
I think-
definitely
I
you
think
could
he will
ask
forgive
it.
us.
You could ask it if it sees the dinner happening, right? That's an event.
Yeah. Yeah, although
it's
that is
also a goal.
Yeah. So there you go. There are things you could ask it heaps of things.
We could ask it what Strahd's goal is for the next time he sees us.
Well, we know that it's to get Irina. It's been his
Yeah,
goal
but
every
does
time.
does he does he still have in his heart that he might sway us to his side? Because he hasn't actively tried to kill us yet, so it makes me wonder if he thinks that we could. I don't know.
He doesn't.
See, you don't invite someone to dinner specifically to kill them if you already had ample chance to kill them anyway, right?
You might if you're a psychopath.
Yeah.
I mean,
That
that
is a
is
vampire
true.
with a big castle.
With a messiah complex, that is
Yeah.
true.
And,
Maybe he just sucks.
feeds people their own brain or something.
I think he
does
wanted
suck.
to invite us to dinner to show us how futile resistance would be, and then we'd all leave on a big downer, get dispirited, and he'd just have his way with Irina.
Or maybe he
front
would
of
just be
Morley.
like,
Oh,
no.
I didn't mean that. I meant marriage.
Oh, right.
man,
In front of Morley.
Yeah, Morley would never say something so depraved. How dare? How dare you? He's a lovely man with
he's
no
a
depraved
sailor?
instincts whatsoever.
Yeah.
They're known for their purity.
Yeah,
Okay?
exactly.
and honesty.
Oh, apologies to any sailors who are listening tonight.
There's plenty. About half our viewers, I think, are sailors. I believe.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
But maybe he thinks he can still woo us to his side. Like he's got some powerful allies on his side, like that evil elf guy that is probably going to come up against us. Rahadin.
Yes.
Oh,
And he's
yeah,
also
maybe-
got Irina's brother,
Oh yeah, he's
Isaac.
got Isaac.
Isaac.
But
Yeah.
I don't
I
know.
just think of the new Apple product, the Isaac.
So just to go
What
back,
does that do?
just to go back to the question of the week, is there anything else you guys are expecting to find up on that temple?
Maybe a big giant bird that's going to kill Bill.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, that vision of this
Potentially.
giant bird. Yeah. Yeah, that's right.
I think just more despair and unfulfilled dreams.
Yeah, probably just depression. I mean,
Just
Probably have
depression.
to do more genocide. To people.
yeah.
If only. Yeah. So I think it's a bit of an unknown, right? It's you don't really know. You know that there was a pact supposedly made there, and possibly a curse, a way to break the curse. And I guess you guys don't really have any more
Well,
expectations.
even the elf guy doesn't know. He's never been.
Hasn't gotten his.
Past the
He's only.
gates.
Yeah, that's right. Foolish Fool is just disappearing since he's not going to hang around because he's a week behind. But thank you so much for the resub, Fool. Thanks for the beautifully kind message as well.
A nice message.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank
And
you so
bold
much.
of
Have
him
a
to
great...
assume we'll actually make some progress.
Not tonight. We've had plenty of sessions
We
where
can
we've
make
made
it.
progress. So,
Well, we can make it to the top
yeah.
now.
Let's talk about Cock. Joe, Call of Cthulhu.
Oh,
Call of Cthulhu, you wanted to talk about, sorry, our plans for our Christmas special.
Yeah. I spent some time researching a module that I think would be good as a one shot. And we were talking about using and bringing forward characters that we'd already used from the Lightless Beacon, which all of you played in except Reagan, because he was the keeper. And I wanted to make them fit into the new one, and also we could use what happened in the events of the Lightless Beacon to sort of see what happened to them in the aftermath and see where their character goes from there. So I have some ideas. Let me just bring up my notes.
Yeah, for anyone watching, so every year we do a Christmas special just before Christmas. So I think we're planning on doing it very early December this year, I think. I think it was the 8th or 9th of December.
10th or 11th?
Somewhere around there, the Saturday or the Sunday. I think we're still trying to land on exactly which day. And this year we're going to be doing a one-shot Call of Cthulhu based in or around Christmas somehow. And Joe American is going to be doing the keepering for us, like she did. Was it a Christmas special last year that you did for us as well, right, Joe?
Yeah, that was my first keeping experience.
It was incredibly good. Great session. So
It was pretty
round number
fun.
2. New character, well, different characters from that one, but continuing some characters. Yeah.
From the 1920s one we did. So we don't have to tackle it all right now, but I thought it'd be good to figure out what happened to your characters after that incident with the fishmen? And use the aftermath of that impact on their lives to see where they've gone as characters and how they will slot into this new module. So this new module is going to be bringing together some investigators as a sort of like a paid investigation crew. So I wanted to pitch to you, Adam, that maybe your FBI character has left the FBI and has become a private investigator instead.
Seems logical. I would have thought he'd be dishonorably discharged from the FBI anyway after blowing away an innocent civilian.
Yeah, I thought the same. I was like, they might not look on that too well.
Yeah, because I think in the story, I recall there was a comment made about how often, in my backstory, the only other time I'd fired my weapon, I'd accidentally killed someone. And it was during my basic training. And so it happened in the field. The second ever time I fired my weapon, so I would say definitely out of the me.
Cool.
Yeah, the other thing we have to do is see if you guys all remember to tick on your sheets when you use skills and do the level up thing in between. And also think about like how rattled your sanity or perspective on life would have been through that encounter with the supernatural. So you guys have to check your sheets and see if you can level up.
I don't think I ticked mine, or maybe I just didn't do anything. I'm just looking at it now. I'm Preston Delahaye. That was my.
We didn't have your name on the thing.
It just said artist on your character sheet.
It just says artist over there.
Yeah.
We would have all gained skill and spot hidden, I'm sure.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, so I thought maybe for his character, if he was going to be hired as an investigator, he could pivot his artist training to be a photographer/artist.
Oh, using photographs. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't know, as an idea, maybe he's, obsessed with these creatures that aren't human, and maybe sketches them on, does the same sort of crazy art that he saw.
Yeah.
Beacon.
I do like that idea, like having slightly more mythos addled characters. And Reagan's character will be new, so I thought I was going to pitch maybe a parapsychologist or something like that that you could roll up.
Has he? Do we think he's had some experience before? Like, has he also had a moment of insanity thanks to any kind of Cthulhu mythos?
I think that could be up to you how you want to play that. Okay. But I definitely think it's a fun character idea. You could go lots of different ways with that one.
You could bring your librarian from the other game over.
I liked him.
Yeah, you could do his ancestor. Oh no, wait, they're from the same time period.
Same time period. It'd just be a cousin or something that's on the other side.
You could be on a holiday trying to get away from the horrible events.
Oh my god,
New Zealand.
Yeah, the thing with this one is that because the characters are hired, you can't just have like as much of an every person type. Well, you can, but it would be just, why would they take a job to investigate something?
So we're hired for a job, are we?
Yeah. And so John's character was actually a marine biologist, which fits quite well with
Lightless Beacon.
Fishmen.
Yeah.
But maybe he could pivot to something else in academia that would have him interested in history. Or I had a look through the book, and you can have a professor, antiquarian, or author type person, or you could pivot to something completely different, because I also thought you could be a handyman type person if he's like left academia behind. It's up to you if you want to like make your character sort of similar or completely change them up. But I do.
Yeah.
I'm trying to thinking of like a diverse crew of 4 people, not all in a similar niche.
Just trying to think of a way that he can go from where he was. It's been like a couple of years, and now he's been approached because of his profession to join in on this thing.
They're going to be investigating the history of a house. So, marine biology less relevant, maybe.
Maybe the house had an aquarium. Like Juice Bigelow, European jiggle.
Michelle of the Void says that they keeped their first Call of Cthulhu session a month ago. They had one player go insane and shoot another player dead. So good times.
Wait,
Wow.
a player or a character?
Another player.
Oh, no.
Sorry,
Another
character.
player shot.
You and John keep doing that thing where you're like, it's too dry for me. I miss it each and every time.
So yeah,
Anyone
I
been
thought
watching Squid Game? This is
I've been
related.
meaning
This is
to.
not a completely random tangent.
Not Splatoon.
Did you just give
Squid
like a
Game.
massive spoiler that it's actually like Cthulhu games or something?
No, nothing like that. But I mean, the whole squid thing is a pure coincidence. But
Okay.
I was thinking about the challenge of getting all these characters to kind of be linked back up again, and I'm sure I've seen other stuff like this as well. But Squid Game is just the most recent, where it's kind of like written in the stars. Like Lost is another good example. Like there was this kind of weird spectral reason why these people were always brought back together. You know, I actually forget what it was on Lost, or if that was even the case.
It was. Let's not talk about the ending of Lost.
Okay. Anyway, it's a one shot. Maybe we don't need to like over-engineer like why these characters are back together again. Just like some tenuous links are probably okay.
Yeah, it's fine for it to be tenuous, but I want to make sure they're in at least an occupation that's relevant, other than one like marine biologist tagging along for no reason.
Does that mean John would have to change the skills and stuff for the character?
Possibly not, because marine biologists would fit under a professor if you wanted to just say, oh, he pivoted to something else in academia.
Right.
He's like studying housing history or I don't know, whatever he wanted to do.
Never wanted to see another fish again.
Yeah, I was just gonna say I never want to see another fish again after that experience. What about if I was like a junior PI alongside? I was like, well, I don't want to see fish anymore, but I would quite happily investigate things.
That's kind of.
I work for Adam's character. I can't remember the character's name. Adam.
Neither.
Burberry, I believe his character.
I saw him
Burberry Penfold. That's it.
Yes.
There you go.
Yeah.
What Burberry? Yes.
Yeah. Like the scarves.
And I'll try to find a job that's not like the same as private investigator, but that you would maybe
Research assistant.
Something like that.
Makes sense that we'd stay in touch after that beautiful bonding moment where I shot and killed a rich woman. Do you want to get a beer sometime?
Maybe you helped cover it up.
True.
Cool.
We have had.
Yeah, he could have pivoted to the criminal world and become a criminal. He's his inside link to all the investigations.
By the way, we've had 2 comments in the chat, both talking about the ending of Lost, so that is great. Michelle of the Void said, I love Lost so much that even the ending couldn't ruin the experience for me. Coolio said, I cried at the end of Lost even though they left like 50 key plot points left open or unused. And
Did they ever answer the polar bears? I stopped watching.
No, they didn't. No, they didn't. Well, wait, they kind of did, actually. No, they did. I think in the second to last season, they showed that like they'd brought a bunch of the... Even that. Anyway, they did. We don't need to go into that. Yeah. We should probably get back into the game. We'll probably.
Let's turn it into a dissection of Lost.
I would be a part of that. I would absolutely be a part of that.
Yeah, me and Reagan had an argument about Lost the other day because he's like, you should watch it, Joe. It's really good. And I'm like, yeah, but everyone says the ending is crap. And he's like, it doesn't matter. It's still good. And I'm like, if it has a bad ending, it's bad. And so
People say
on.
the same
And
thing
so
about the
forth.
Sopranos, don't they?
Is it?
About
They
the
say what?
People say the same thing about the Sopranos. They
I
weren't
thought you said
satisfied
the
with females.
tomatoes.
No, that was another terribly ending.
I thought Sopranos had a good ending, doesn't it?
No, people said it left a lot of stuff unresolved.
What's that show?
The chat will be going off about this, surely. What happened after the...
Isn't there a show
Mad
about
Men?
advertising?
Mad Men.
People.
We're talking about Mad Men.
No, I've never heard of that.
We're going to get that into the game now. Let's put you guys back.
Akira.
No,
Jesus.
we've got important discussions.
I can. It's clear that you guys would rather talk about some TV shows, but let's.
No, but to sum up the Call of Cthulhu thing, I just want to make sure each investigator can do whatever they want with their character as long as they're a person that would be interested in taking a job of looking at an old house.
Okay.
No
Perfect.
out of left field professions.
I think we should all know, kept contact with each other, and whoever's the the main investigator that gets asked to do the job, can contact the other ones for their skills or.
Like
They
an
know something
Ocean's
weird.
11 setup.
Yes, but not without the ocean this time.
Or 11
Yes.
others.
Oh.
Before we get back into it, I will just say thank you to I'm Grey, Michelle of the Void, Odin's Son, and Singal for the follows. And we'll jump on to just thanking our patrons and Twitch subscribers as well. So thank you, our patrons, QSD, Drop Shadow, Carlzone, Squished, Sador, the Foolish Fool, who had that amazingly nice message for us, Andrew Mitchell-Moore, David Marsh, and our very own Joe, John, and Adam. And on our Twitch subscribers, we've got the Grim Reaper, Elozagibba, Random Origins, Garman Dude, Coolios, Squished, Terrestrial Starfish, Carlzone, Darkon, DOD, and Jackalope. Thank you guys so much for the support. Cybard Sands also gave us a follow as well. So thank you guys so much for that. Feel free to come in if you like what we're talking about, whether it's the ending of Lost or any of the D&D we've been playing, or you want to learn more about our upcoming Christmas special. Come jump on our Discord. There is a link to the Discord underneath the stream. So definitely come and have a chat to us. It's in the chat now as well. But
Come and talk about
Dedicated
cables.
movies. Yeah, cables are in there. There's a dedicated movies and TV chat
Food?
in the Discord.
food channel as well,
Yeah.
which goes
Game
off.
on.
It goes off. And cable chat in every channel that we have.
94% on Rotten Tomatoes, just saying.
What's Akira at?
I feel like our movies and TV chat is just full of hot takes constantly, which is quite fun.
Constantly, yeah. All right, we are back in the church.
Back in the church.
Back in the habit.
That's probably a little
Oh my god, is that the sequel? What's the one?
Sister Act.
Sister
Yeah.
Act 2, Back in the Habit.
Yeah,
Speaking
that's
of hot takes on film and television.
again with the current pop culture references.
Yeah. Oh, Whoopi Goldberg. What is she up to now?
Yes.
Loads, I imagine.
What a gem.
have you all called it a night? What's happening? So it's about 9 o'clock at this point now. There has been no sounds from outside as of yet. How long are you guys staying up to see whether or not the Revenants are going to show, or is it all just straight off to bed?
I'll be staying up until midnight.
Whereabouts are you going to be?
I'm at the back top of the church, the northern side of the church, sort of waving to my skeletons occasionally out the window.
Okay.
They can just be resting. And did I find any wine?
No, there was a startling lack because you haven't been into two of the rooms that are off limits.
Oh.
So you've gone
They're
through
off limits.
Yeah, it's like one of them is obviously the father's room, and there's another room that's kind of just shut up as well. But you've searched through the two bedrooms and where all the pews in the main area of the church, and there doesn't seem to be wine in and around that area. Irina has gone off into the northern of the two bedrooms on the left, ready to call it a night, and Ismark also has gone off into the lower of the two bedrooms. Like I said, it's about 9 o'clock at night at the moment. American, what is American doing at this point? Is she calling it a night?
I'm gonna sit looking out at the rain and poring over my spells.
We're about everyone put your tokens in so I know exactly kind of where you are as well, just to have a bit of an idea of the picture being painted.
I'm gonna sit on one of the pews and stare out into the darkness.
Yeah. Okay.
I can't get in the room.
Which
Deliberate.
we're trying to get into Irina's room.
No. No, don't.
That's the bathroom.
You should be able to go into that bottom left room now, Molly. If you drag through the doorway, there you go. So Morley's calling it a night, heading into the room.
Looks like it.
There's just a few bedrolls laid out on the floor, ready for you as well. Ismark's sort of like tucked himself up into his bedroll and trying to get to sleep. Father Lucian has disappeared off into his room as well. Bill, what is Bill doing? You've headed away for bed as well?
Yeah, before I do, I was just going to suggest, hey, should we keep a watch out? Like do a roster? I said American and Baron. Baron, you're going to be up till 12 anyway, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I can. Yeah.
Do you want to
Yes.
take first watch?
Yeah, I'll keep an ear out, and I'll also tell the skeletons to just patrol around, I guess. And if they see anything, just rattle, but not engage.
So they are effectively just spaced out around the.
I'll have them walking in a circle.
As a group.
Spaced out.
Spaced out. All right, let's just sort of like space these guys around the church.
One of them disappeared. Oh, there he is.
There you go. Is that kind of
Yeah,
almost like each point of a star around this of the church?
It's an upside down pentacle.
Pentagram.
Okay, cool. And they're just patrolling around the grounds. Oh, okay. Cool. So that's you you're sort of staring out at those dead bodies in the graveyard, just waiting for midnight to tick down so you can bring them to life and use your spell slots to bring your other skeletons, renew your skeletons, the hold on them. American, you're looking out the western window of the church, sitting in the pew, and the rain is just pouring down. Every now and then you see just like a flash of lightning and the rolling of thunder across Vallaki, and strangely every now and then it just times perfectly with one of the skeletons walking past, like one of the windows. It's a little strange, a little upsetting, I think, just seeing that time so well. Bill, Morley, you're fast asleep. Couple of hours passes. It's maybe 10:30 at this point when you're thinking, hey, maybe what Bill did was great. You know, you expected those revenants a couple of hours ago, and there doesn't seem to be any sign of them. And American, at the back of the church, you can just hear this scraping against the doors of the church now. It's like this light scraping, and then just this large thud. What do you did with your skeletons, Baron? Did you have them sort of set up to do anything? Should they spot anything out of the ordinary?
Yeah, rattle, make a noise, but not engage.
Not engaged. So they just sort of like, one of them starts rattling. You see one out through the window to the north, just standing there, just shaking all of its bones and rattling its bones against each other. And you notice that you can hear this now, the thumping on the door that American can hear as well. And
to the south,
through just the main doors into the church, you can hear that.
So that would be to the south, right?
That's to the south, yeah. It's what I might get is just a perception roll with disadvantage from both Bill and Morley, just to see if this sound wakes you from your sleep.
No problem. It's a 4 for me.
Cool.
And a 14 for me.
Okay, great. Bill, you're hearing, you're sort of slowly woken from your sleep. You can hear the sound of bones rattling from outside, as well as this knocking and scraping down the door coming from outside that bedroom, which you can only assume is coming from the main door to the church. And the knocks start getting a little louder, and it starts sounding a bit more like metal on these big metal and wooden doors. American, you're standing now in the foyer looking towards the south, looking at the main doors, and you can see with the beat of each thud, the doors shake a little bit in their on their hinges. And there's a bolt of lightning lights up across the windows outside the church. And you look out off to your left and you can see one of the Baron's skeletons just standing there, rattling and shaking its bones.
Playing the xylophone on its ribs.
Which one's shaking?
They're all shaking. All of your skeletons are now shaking and rattling their bones. The main doors to the church are jolting on their hinges.
American, are the other ones awake?
I'm going to rush forward to into their rooms and start waking them up.
Yeah, okay. You open the door to see Morley fast asleep and Ismark fast asleep, but Bill sort of like eyes wide, trying to keep an ear out.
I'm going to be like, Bill, wake them up. I'll get the father. I think they've found us, and I'm going to rush across the hallway, leaving it to Bill, and get Father Lucian because I'm worried about him.
Mm-hmm. Bill, you see American burst into the room and obviously ask you to wake the others.
Yep, I shake Ismark and Morley awake. They're here.
What? Who's here?
The Revenants.
What?
The Revenants. They're here.
Oh shit.
Ismark is already like dressing, putting on his armor and grabbing his weapons, like getting ready straight away the moment he hears you speak. Father Lucian sees you enter the room. American, he too has heard the knocking from outside, and he sort of lifts his head up and says, "Are they here?"
Well, someone is. I think they're trying to get in. Quick, retreat to the back of the church.
They won't.
Are you expecting anyone, Father?
They weren't.
He's like, oh, I forgot my aunt was popping in.
This is how she lets me know she's here. They won't. I'm sure they won't be able to get in. But you're right. I'll get Milovich and get to the back of the church. And Father Lucian gets to his feet, runs out and pounds on the door to Milovich's room, who enters bleary-eyed. And Lucian sort of talks to him and makes his way towards the center north of the church. And Milovich is slowly just keeping an eye over some of the children and the other homeless that are just sleeping on the outskirts of the main area of this church.
I'm stuck in the room.
You should be able to just... There we go.
I run out of the room.
It's locked.
Morley, you're up. Prepare for
Yes,
the worst.
I always do. Where's Irina? Is she safe?
At the
Where
moment,
is Irina? I couldn't see her icon.
Oh, she's in just one of the doors. One of the doors that has been closed. So I'll just open that up so you can sort of have a look at where that is. So she's in the northern of the two bedrooms on the left-hand side, still fast asleep.
All right. We best not wake her.
Okay.
Do you think we'll be safe in here?
I think we should wake her. She needs to stay out of the way.
Well, she can best do that while being asleep, can't she?
Well, I don't think she'll be able to run away while she's asleep, Molly.
Yes.
Fine. Wake her up then. Panic her.
Yes, I will. Irina!
Irina!
And she is quite alert. She's quite alert, having just been woken up after when you wake up after a couple of hours and you just feel like shit. She's actually doing okay. She's all right. She's instantly alert. She said,
What a relief.
American, are we in trouble?
Not yet, but we could be.
And she gets up out of the bedroll and starts donning her equipment as well. So what's the plan?
We don't know if they can get in yet. But
Do
if
we
they
even know
get
it's
in,
them?
all hell could break loose.
American, do we even know it's the Revenants?
Well, I mean, who else is going to
Some sort
turn?
of anti-church movement.
We can only hope, Molly.
The Bolsheviks.
That could be worse.
Maybe
Might
it's
burn the
just
place
some
down.
girl guides.
Well, we should at least see if we can make sure who it is, so we can know what to do effectively. Could be
Well,
Casimir.
you're welcome to open the door if you want, Morley.
No, you're not, Morley. Don't open it.
I won't be opening the door. That's ridiculous. But
I
will
think
go
we
to
should open the door.
What?
What?
Very controversial.
Jump out the
Absolutely
window.
not.
Well,
Is this guy
let
still
me explain.
asleep?
Let me explain. Father Lucian believes that the bones of Saint Andrew will keep them out.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing that we're succeeding in doing by having the door being closed is scratching up the good father's door. I say we test the theory.
Well, they can't come in, but what about their spells and arrows and things?
Yeah,
Very
let me
good
get this
point,
straight.
Brian.
Your main concern is protecting the woodwork.
Door. He's concerned about the joinery.
Well, well made.
It's a very, first of all,
Oh, nice.
it's a very well made door. Second of all, it's not exactly gonna. The door will be gone anyway, right? So opening it or leaving it shut is moot.
But does it look like it's going to be smashed, or is it strong enough to withstand all
They
night?
have
then?
infinite time to smash it.
Well, not infinite time.
I cannot believe we're having such a stupid conversation
The
right now.
doors are now like it's almost doubled the pace of that thumping and this slashing and metal on wood sound.
Are they strong doors, though? Do they look like they will hold?
Fortified.
They look pretty strong doors. It's they're the kind of doors that take a bit to open up, but they have seen a lot of damage over the many attacks on this church over the years.
Exactly. There's
fucking
always
doors
attacks
done
on
up.
this church.
Why are you all so calm right now? Why are you all so calm right
I'm
now?
not calm.
Will you go out
Thank
there then?
you. We need a little bit of panic at times like these.
Listen, if we can get both of them together, then let's moonbeam them, or I'll do the radiant damage, sickening radiance on them. Does it seem like they're both at the
Hold
front
on.
door?
If they can't come in,
Yeah.
what's the point of wasting our spells? Surely it'd be better to just restart.
So just open the doors. They're going to smash
Well,
everything.
Open the
in.
doors and go to bed.
And have a
You're
nice
playing.
sound sleep.
Invite them in.
That's my plan.
It does sound logical, but also they're probably going to throw some fire in here or something. You know that. I don't think we're going to be safe.
I'm just like hovering my hand like I want to slap Bill. Like, there are innocent civilians in here. You really want to gamble their lives on something so idiotic, Bill?
We're here. Us being here is what has put them in danger. Not
Right, so we
opening
should
the door.
flee.
So we run.
Just open the door.
You can't
Well,
flee without opening a door.
Where do you think we flee from?
Flee out the back, maybe?
There are no other than windows. There's no way out of this.
So you want to smash the windows and open up access to here?
I'd rather smash a dozen windows than risk the lives of innocents. Are you mad, Bill?
Surely
I'm
one
saying
window
that's
is
also
fine.
risking the lives of innocents.
What, smashing a window?
Yeah, and adding access to the church.
Sharp glass.
You were the one saying to fracking open the doors, Bill!
Yeah,
wait.
because your
Guys,
point
guys.
is
Let's bring it down a notch. Is there any windows that I can look out of?
Let's not forget they won't be able to enter here because of the bones.
I know that, but can't they just
All right,
attack in
Lucian.
here? They have magic
Where's your
spells.
This is
point.
probably going...
Where's the window? For God's sakes, Lucian, answer me.
There's two windows on each side of the sort of main area of the church, and two
Can
at the
only look
northern
out
wall.
and get like all I want to do is look out the window and assert that it's the Revenants.
You cannot
Molly
see
gets
the
stabbed in
front.
the eyes.
You cannot see the front door from there. You run to one of the windows and you look out, and you don't see anything other than the rain pouring down and maybe two of Baron's skeletons just shaking weirdly and rattling his bones.
Okay, can I get my skeletons to point at whatever enemy they can see?
Yes.
If they're all
Spell it
pointing
out.
at the front,
This is going to take some time, so I'm going to do some rolls while I do it because you're obviously you're sending this this idea out to them. Then you're going to go and check all the windows to see what each of your skeletons are doing. And each time, each skeleton you check, I'm going to roll a dice to see how strong these bangs on the door are.
Wait, while you're doing that, I was going to say, well, at least we should reinforce the door.
Yeah, good idea.
Okay.
So I'm going to try and get to work and do that. I don't want them to burst through.
I keep thinking his name's Silly Bitch, but Milovich.
Silly.
Get Milovich to help and put like a barricade or something like.
You'll put the pews up against the door. Just drag a bunch of heavy objects up against the door. They're not getting in here on my watch.
Give me a strength plus with advantage. How many? Who else is going to help? I think Ismark's going to help as well. So maybe give me 2 rolls.
Finally,
3 rolls total.
Some decisive action. Thank you, Ismark. Okay, 3 rolls.
Yeah, so it's
I don't have great strength.
advantage with
I'm a
advantage.
+0.
You got it.
I'm +1. Ooh, I got a 20 +1.
Nice, perfect. So you, Ismark and Milovich, head into the church and start moving one of the pews, dragging. They're really heavy. They're like 20-foot long pews that you're sort of dragging and scraping across the ground of the church. And Lucian is just, the floors. And as you just continue dragging the pew.
I'm going to bitch slap someone soon, I swear.
And you...
My lino.
Oh no, I just dusted.
You get that pew up against the door just as the lock fails. So the pew is now what is holding those doors shut. So it's almost like the doors crack open for like maybe an inch or 2 before the pew, you'll push the pew against the door, shutting it again solidly.
Phew.
Baron, you've taken a look out the western window and you can see the skeleton sort of pointing out towards the front of the church.
So they're all pointing towards the front.
Well, only the ones that can see it. The ones at the back look to be shaking because the others are shaking. So these
that's not what I told them to do. You fucking idiots!
You said
they shake when you see one.
Oh, and in that case, I thought like when one started shaking, they'd all shake to be like an alarm.
No.
Ah, and okay, then you wouldn't have heard them shaking or seen them shaking. So
okay. Well, no, they're skeletons. They probably don't get it. We'll have to have a sit down in a meeting.
Session.
Yeah, so there's only one that's pointing out towards the front. It looks to be the only one that has seen them.
Okay, so they're both at the front, everyone. Although I suppose the splintered giant doors gave it away.
Are we absolutely sure it's the Revenants?
Look, it could be someone else who's intent on murdering us.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ismark, for your help. That was incredible.
There may be a line out the front.
There's
Revenants, other jerks.
We have pissed off a lot of people, to be fair.
There's a
Vistani.
There's a gap in the thudding on the doors now, and you can see just in the small gap between the 2 doors, like fingers trying to grab onto the door and start pulling it in the opposite direction against the hinge.
I'm going to start casting Sickening Radiance, and I'll get my skeletons just to get out of the area. So it's going to cover this front porch.
Okay. Let's have a look. I think I've got something for Sickening Radiance that I can place.
Seek.
Oh, seek?
Seek?
Or do I? I think I do. I'll have to...
A dim greenish light spreads around within a 30-foot radius sphere, centered on a point you choose within range. The light spreads around corners and it lasts until the spell ends. When a creature moves into the spell's area for the first time on a turn or starts its turn there, the creature must succeed on a Constitution saving throw or take 4d10 radiant damage, suffer 1 level of exhaustion, which they won't if they're undead, and emit a dim greenish light in a 5-foot radius. This light, they can't be invisible.
Isn't this thing absolutely monstrously huge?
30-foot radius.
Oh, okay. It's not as big as I thought. Okay.
60 feet across.
If Brian is warning us
huge.
that he's going to do it, maybe we should back off and he casts it as somewhat inside the church just in case it hits civilians. Are there any houses nearby? That's what I'm just concerned about. I do not want any more innocent blood on my hands.
I won't do it. I mean, I've walked in here. I should be able to tell how big it is. If it's going to be covering someone's living room, I won't do it.
Yeah, I'm just worried it'll be like, you see the corpses of 3 children as you leave in the morning. Yes, they were killed by Brian.
And the other skeletons will come down to the south.
What's our plan here? We're going to destroy the Revenants.
If we have to. And then we can bury their bodies in concrete.
Do you have to be able to see where you're shooting the Sickening Radiance?
It doesn't say that.
Is destroying the Revenants just to buy us some time, is it?
But they're going to get stronger if you kill them, Brian. They're going to get stronger every
They're gonna
time.
bust in here and kill everyone.
No, we've got the pews now. It's fine.
I don't know if they get stronger every time anyway. I think they sounded like they got some sort of stupid ability or something. What was it?
I wouldn't call them stupid, Brian.
Right. So
I don't want them to be stronger.
Well, I mean, if we just this is out of character. If we destroy them, how many hours walk is Argynvost from here?
From here for a walk, it's a decent walk. Maybe 5 hours walk.
But they don't spawn from there. They spawn from this very graveyard.
Well, they did this time.
Yeah. So they could come from anywhere.
Depends where they find a body.
So, okay. So we destroy them and then they come straight back.
Well, you don't know how soon.
It can't be instantaneous.
Well, it was pretty quick this time.
It was quick, but I think we'll have time. Man, if they sprout out of the ground here, that's when we got them.
Yeah.
That's when we got them. That's when we put them in concrete. Or
So are you just casting that Sickening Radiance up the front, basically? So
yes.
Yep. All right. Well,
otherwise they're obviously
they'll come back stronger.
They're obviously going to break in.
Well, not if we just keep pushing them away.
Did you hear the DM explaining how they were pulling the?
We just cut their fingers off.
I'm gonna need a roll of initiative from everybody. Let me just clear the old one. All right, good to go.
What a shitter.
I haven't. Have we completed our long rest yet?
No,
because
not even
I've
close.
been like trying to switch my spells over, so now my spells are in a shambles.
We should have had a short rest though, right?
Yeah, you've all had a short rest. So you'll be able to do whatever you can do from a short rest. You can spend some hit die if you want to recover some health.
These never work for me anyway, to be honest.
What?
Yeah, I've messed up all my spells because I thought I was going to get a long rest, so hopefully I can remember what I had prepared.
I think we need to come up with a plan for these, but right now they're just endangering the church, and if we have
they can't enter the church.
But they're
just scrabbling at the door. They just pop their fingers in. We'll just chop them off. It's fine.
They're going to continue to destroy it until you two are dead.
It's fine.
And they also could likely burn it down, or they could cast spells into here once the doors are ripped apart. They've got what? They're not going to stop.
I'm just rolling some initiatives for everybody else involved.
Yeah, I guess my point is I think we're safe in here.
So we've got a bit of a fracture in the party
so.
of fight to fight or not to fight. So
I just think it's you're burning spell slots. We're not going to get a long rest.
Well, I've done it now. I can turn it off, but I tell you what, I think that they could very well burn this church down. I don't think that anything's going to stop
I
them.
can put it out. It's fine.
If we can kill them now, might get a long rest and then leave.
What does Adam think? We've got a bit of a tiebreaker situation on what the party's going to do. I'm not too sure. I could go either way. I'm also very regretful that all of my spells are screwed up and I don't know what I had prepared before.
And Shannon, just while we're talking about like what's happening next, can you just put the Sickening Radiance description in the chat?
Yep.
Thanks. Adam, what do you thought? What are you thinking?
Have you seen the new version of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire hosted by Jeremy Clarkson?
No.
No.
Hosted by who?
Jeremy Clarkson from Top Gear.
What?
Yeah.
No.
Well, they've introduced this new lifeline on it, which is ask the host. And every time they ask the host, he goes, "Here's what I think. I don't know." Every time. It's the most useless lifeline. I don't know if it's a bit or whatever, but that's how I feel right now. Joe, when you were like, "Let's ask Adam," I'm like, "Oh, both sides making some pretty good points." Good luck, guys.
What are the options?
I
I
kind of
mean,
feel the church, the actual physical building, is going to get destroyed, right? We either have to nullify the threat or the building will get wiped out.
We need to leave or kill them.
I have an idea.
Yep.
Option C. There is a
Tell us.
spell that I prepared yesterday that could be quite creative and amusing. It's called Stone Shape. Now, if we were to restrain them, I could open up a stone object and form it into any shape that suits my purpose. So I could shape an opening into the stone walls of the church and then close it to trap them inside the church walls.
That's a great idea. I love
Although
it.
they won't be able to get into that barrier, right? The invisible. You'll open it, but they still won't be able to enter. If you could pull them in.
because they
Well.
cannot enter it thanks to the bones of St. Andrews.
Does it mean like there's an invisible wall? Like
What
on
about
my
the
skeleton?
look? They're on the stone steps.
Yeah. Use the
Put them in the
steps to, like,
steps.
yeah.
If you
make
can
the
trap
steps
them
into
inside
like a
there,
sarcophagus.
Okay, let's read through the fine print before we get too excited. Okay, I will put the spell in the chat and I will read it because I'm probably missing something that makes it useless, like most of my spells. Where is it? It is
I love
a
this
fourth level transmutation, and it is called Stone Shape. And I'm trying to find it and failing. So if someone else could bring it up.
Stone shape.
It's not on my Roll20. I'll just read it anyway. You touch a stone object of medium size or smaller on a section of stone no more than 5 feet in any dimension and form it into any shape that suits your purpose. So, for example, you could shape a large rock into a weapon, idol, or coffer, or make a small passage through a wall as long as the wall is less than 5 feet thick. You could also shape a stone door or its frame to seal the door shut. The object you create can have up to 2 hinges and a latch, but finer mechanical detail isn't possible. Thoughts?
5 feet.
It's a bit of a
It's
hell of a...
5 feet cube, is it?
It's a little vague on that, isn't it?
I'd assume it'd be a 5-foot cube.
Not going to get 2 revenants in a 5-foot cube. It's
Fold them up.
Uncut.
You could
Fold,
get, you,
fold them up, put one in one, cast a spell again, fold them up, put them in the other one.
Put them in a coffer. Stone coffer.
you might be able to get their feet on the first cast
I don't
to hold them
know.
in place.
Yeah, you can mold
I
it.
think it's a tricky
Is it,
one.
is it concentration?
No, it takes one action. It's a
Try
risky.
Try their
it's-
feet, I reckon.
Just like put their feet in a hole and trap, like their
Well,
gargoyles
like
Turn the
outside.
stone
But,
around their feet.
Yeah, so
right?
they can't move.
yeah,
Like a mafia style.
yeah, give them concrete shoes.
Concrete
Yeah.
galoshes.
Incredible.
We are using concrete.
The
to
concrete
encase
has
this
come
actually
through.
happened.
Mold concrete.
It's
You're
an
gonna have some
idea.
great-
What's the
great
name of the spell? I just
features
need
out
to
the
have
front
a...
here, Father.
It is called Stone Shape.
He'll be like,
It's one of those ones that's like, oh, it might be tricky to pull off, but if we could, it would.
Plus,
be
you have to
pretty
touch the
sweet.
stone object as well.
Yeah,
Well, within 5 feet. So if they're right out the front.
I'll just grab all my hand out and touch the ground outside.
yeah, like Home Alone. Like you'll be poking the out the cat door, and then
This is our chance to do Home Alone stuff. Like, let's heat up the doorknobs.
Oh hell yeah!
So you wouldn't be able to turn like it into something big. Like their example is like you take a large rock and turn it down into a weapon. You can't like make a step suddenly turn into a big pillar of rock.
No, you're shaping what already exists.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
what I'm saying
you could trap their feet. You could like
Yeah.
melt the stone over their feet if you wanted to.
Yeah, something like that.
Can I ask Father Lucian where he keeps his old paint cans and rope?
Can we heat up an iron and swing it into their faces? I think it would be humorous.
Why don't we go to the top of the order, which is Irina's turn, who is just
Macaulay Culkin of this group.
She's going,
You don't happen to have a giant cardboard cutout of Michael Jordan in a train setting.
You filthy animals.
I don't think Irina's really. I don't know what she would be up to at this point, other than rapier in hand. She's waiting. She's going to delay her turn, in the hopes of something else giving her an idea of what to do. So she's going to delay it to the end of the round. Mirakin, over to you.
okay, I'm going to use part of my turn to rapidly babble about the stone shape idea to everyone.
Sounds good.
All right, if I do this, I'm going to need you all to cover me.
Okay, I'll cover you with a giant sickening radiant ball.
What? Excuse me?
No, I mean not you. I'll cover them, but you know.
You've already cast that
Figuratively
sickening radiance, right?
Yes.
You
okay.
have?
That's
Yeah.
already
I want to
like
go in that.
It happened. No, you don't have to. It's just at the edge of the door.
Oh, and they're already in it?
Yes. See, can you see? There's a
So
big
if I
green
like
ball
wiggle
out
my
there.
little pinky out and just go on the stone right next to the sickening radiance.
Within 5 feet of them.
If Shannon was wanting to include like what was knocking on the door, it is like the sickening radiance is taking up that outside space. If you want to sneak your little finger in, you might have to do a roll against sickening radiance.
Oh my lord! Oh no! I don't think that's
You can't. I mean, you can't have it both ways. You can't have everything outside as sickening radiance.
Okay, well the stone goes underneath the door, so I can just do it underneath it. I can do it before I touch the sickening radiance. Before I don't even have to put my fingers through the door, right?
Well, you're not standing on the same sort of stone. There's like it's not like it's all made of the same stuff.
I don't want to put my fingers in the sickening radiance.
You've got like these marble floors on the church here, and then you've got
okay.
like the stone steps out the front.
Different stone.
Just before we do this, is our plan to subdue them, to try and trap them, or to kill them and leave and then trap them next time we see them?
I see. We trap them. Lucian said that they will become stronger if we kill them.
Sure, but I think now warrants to kill them. They're dangerous. What are you going to trap them and keep them here?
Yes.
Town attraction.
In front of the
Absolutely
stuck
yes.
on the steps of the church forever?
Yes.
Oh, this is not a good idea, American.
And it will only be as strong as the steps, like these stone steps as well.
I could see these things. I know undead, and they will rip their own legs off
They
that
would,
is a
wouldn't
good point.
to
they?
kill
You do
you, and
know
they
the
will burn
undead.
this place down. They will destroy all the walls. Then nothing will stop them until you two are dead.
I mean, they won't physically come in. But they will.
They
Correct.
will burn the place down.
But they will damage the structure. And haven't we destroyed enough churches in Barovia?
No,
One
it's
church.
never enough.
Technically, they would destroy it, but I would feel somewhat slightly partially responsible.
All right. What say you, Baron?
I say kill them, and then we have a little bit of a nap.
Kill them, then nap. Kill them, then go to sleep. You say.
Kill them. I raise these skeletons. We destroy the rest of the bodies in the graveyard, and we leave
Why are we destroying the rest of the bodies?
because they will inhabit those bodies.
Oh, I
need
wasn't here for
somebody.
that episode. Sorry. So they spawn in an existing deado.
Yes.
So we're
Their
just
souls disappear and then find a new body to inhabit.
I'm just
A
like,
dead body though.
A dead body.
It's not going to like creep in and like get one up Father Lucian.
No,
No.
Hopefully they don't inhabit someone who just fell off a horse outside a windmill.
Oh, that'd be great if they did.
Anyway, that's my vote.
American,
I know they'll get stronger, but, tough times.
American, it is still your turn. You do have that pew
This has
pushed
been a
up
very
against...
long turn. This has been
6
an
seconds.
extremely long 6 seconds where I've done nothing.
Yeah. There is a pew holding the door shut, but it does look like they're trying to pull the door against the hinges from the other side.
I don't know.
Killed the American.
I've got nothing. I'm not
Do you
going to put my
wanna
hand in
delay-
the Sickening Radiance.
Moonbeam them.
I don't have Moonbeam, Brian. I was in the middle of preparing it,
Shoot them.
actually. Fine.
If we bust open the doors now, we can all attack them.
Fine, I'll do it.
Yes.
I will train. And I'm only doing this because, of course, to the summer season, violence is the natural answer to all things. So I'm going to train my... Oh, wait, are they not hurt by normal weapons? I can't remember.
They're resistant, yeah. Silver, though, it will hit them.
Okay, I'm gonna take my first silver weapon and put it into my arrow and train it on the door, ready to release it as soon as they come in.
You guys did do damage with just normal weapons.
But I thought they were resistant or something.
There were points where they did regenerate some of the damage that was done, but you have
take
done
full damage.
You have done normal damage. You haven't needed anything special to do damage to these guys.
Okay. That's good.
That is my turn.
What is your turn?
I said I prepare an action. I put a
what-
silver arrow in my bow.
Oh, so your action is to just... That's just like preparing something. Like, what is your
Ready
action?
in action.
I'm readying an action to shoot them.
Okay, cool. Okay, cool. Lucian and Milovic are both sort of huddled at the back looking after the children at this point. Bill, you're still in the bedroom while everyone's been moving these pews into place and you've been preparing yourself. What does Bill do?
Bill's gonna, sensing that we're gonna fight, Bill's gonna move to the front, blood spear drawn, ready to stick them with the pointy end.
Okay, cool. So you two just readying for any sign of the doors being opened. Ismark stands next to you, Bill, with his what's he going to prepare? Ismark has his crossbow, his heavy crossbow in his hands, trained at the door, waiting for that sign of it to open. Morley.
You mentioned there was a crack in the door, right?
It's real small. It's just enough for them to have their fingers
Yeah.
grabbing at it. Yeah.
Question: if I put my hilt of my sunsword up against the crack, and then summoned it, would the light shoot out through the crack?
Yeah. Yep. It's a blade of light, so it would find its way through the crack.
That's what I'm doing then.
Okay. Give me. We're gonna do. Give me a roll to hit.
Okay. It's 24.
Wait,
Sorry, I rolled it at disadvantage. It was actually a 27.
All right, 27. Okay, perfect. Yeah, 27 is a hit. You push your way up. You stand up onto the pew, hold the sunblade up against the thing, and you activate as a bonus action. Just blast it through. So this was just a bonus. Activating it is just a bonus action. So you just did it strategically, which is awesome. I did roll a dexterity roll to see if they noticed and would dodge out of the way. They did not save. So you've managed to just blast that blade through the door and into the arm of one of the Revenants, doing, what do we do there? 10 slashing and
7 radiant.
17. Nice. Okay, you couldn't really see which one it was attacking, but you have done 17 damage to one of the things possibly knocking on the door.
Oh, and
the hands quickly
since they wouldn't have been expecting it, I guess. Some would say. So, one could argue that sneak attack is warranted here.
Yeah, sure. Give me a sneak attack roll.
All right, I will. 11 more.
Okay, cool. Okay, great. Yeah, well, the hands that were grabbing at the door just pull away for a bit as that blade lights up outside, and you can just see just blinding light lighting up the entirety of the crack at the door. You've still got an action.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull it away after that.
Okay, cool.
And shrink it down. I don't know.
You can. It stays.
Make it go flaccid.
You need to use a bonus action to bring it out or dismiss it. So you bring it back into the church, and everyone is just like the power of the sunlight just lighting up.
Can't turn this thing off.
It's just lighting up the front of the church, and Father Lucian's jaw just drops in awe. Anything else from Morley?
Just a little wink at Irena.
Every chance.
Yeah.
Where does she look?
She's not looking.
Okay.
The Revenants are... Sorry. The Revenants are banging at the door there, and they manage to pry the door off its... Oh, actually, first of all, sorry. Before they do that, they're going to have to go against your Sickening Radiance. So what do they have to do? They have to do a Constitution saving throw?
Yes.
Okay.
16.
Okay, we've got 2 fails so far. All right. Yeah, we've got 2 fails.
Oh, just 2?
Yeah.
Here's 4d10, 20, 3, 1, 10, 6.
And so they take 20 damage each. Is there any other effects of this?
Normally they would get... they're glowing green now, so they can't go invisible.
Okay.
Normally they get a level of exhaustion, but I don't think that counts because they're undead.
Right, okay. Saving throw or take... Oh, yeah, cool. Okay, great. So they've been hit by it, and they're starting to... They're glowing.
It's radiant damage, just in case they are weak.
Okay, they're not. They sorry, the doors pried off their hinges. Let me just open up this door here.
Bill's gonna be gutted.
And this is when you finally see everything outside. You see 2 of the Revenants that were standing at the doorway with their long swords, and 15 feet behind them is a 3rd Revenant, but sword at his side with a staff in one hand.
That's the magic one. Remember one of them was extra magic and total prick?
The 2 at the door realize that...
That would trigger my shot at them.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah, cool. There's a few moves out there.
My crappy short bow. But does the silver do anything? Let's find out. I probably miss. I've rolled 14 plus 6 for 10 piercing damage.
That is a hit. Which one were you aiming at? The one on the left or the right?
The one on the left.
Okay.
And I don't know if the silver arrow does anything extra, but it had a silver arrow.
The arrow just soars across and sticks into the Revenant's shoulder. Thunk. There was also Ismark. That is going to take his turn as well. With his crossbow. He has rolled a total of 21 with 4 piercing damage, and he sees the arrow shooting into the one on the left and soars his bolt into that one as well. And then Bill, you've rolled a 26 with the blood spear. So you have to get up close and personal, right? So you close that distance for that move.
Yeah, but I don't want to walk out
No, you
outside.
can. That's right. You can just basically get right up to the door frame and just stab forward with your blood spear. You've rolled a 26, doing 6 damage. So that glowing revenant has just been pelted with an arrow and a crossbow, and your blood spear sticking into it as well. Irina also has. I've got so many different things here. Irina had a short bow that I forgot that she had retrieved earlier, that she'd done some practicing with. An arrow from her short bow soars past as well. But it just shoots slightly wide of the Revenant. Does it? Oh no, shoot, it actually gets it. Sorry, it's a hit of 14. So that does... Why do I not have that set up for rolling damage? 1d6 plus 2.
That's the way, Irina.
Sorry, let me just quickly grab the dice. That does 7 damage.
Moy wasn't looking.
That's been absolutely pelted. Anyway, now it is the Revenant's turn. Shit, there's so much here.
They apologise.
So
I think that's
been so late.
What sort of damage was the Ray of Sickness?
Radiant.
Okay, cool. The Revenant goes to snap out one of the arrows that's like landed in its shoulder, and looks down and is confused for a moment as it doesn't heal over. And it frustratedly just darts around to the right side of the building to try and escape this ball of sickening damage that is glowing around outside him. Yep, give us an opportunity attack, Bill.
Roll 20. Oh, 13.
That's a hit.
Oh wow.
So that does
12 damage.
12 damage into it as it darts away, coming face to face with one of the skeletons on the side of the church. But he just doesn't seem to care. It doesn't even take in anything. It doesn't notice this skeleton. The other Revenant at the door just turns its gaze towards you as it sees you running forward to blood spear the other one, Bill. And it just looks at you, and you look at it, and I'm going to need to get a wisdom saving throw, please.
Okay. Eight.
You become you get lost in this Revenant's eyes for a minute as you notice the swirling sort of purple and darkness swirling around its eyes, and you instinctively want to stop it by stabbing it with your blood spear, but you find yourself completely unable to move. You have become paralyzed. You are frozen in the doorstep of this church.
How ironic. That's exactly what we were going to do to them.
And it lifts up its longsword with both of its hands and slashes out twice against you, Bill.
Oh, get Bill out of there.
The first roll is a 10, which is I'm assuming is a miss.
That's a miss.
The second roll is a 22.
That's a hit.
Dealing 13 slashing damage. The moment it slashes against you, you find yourself able to move once more.
Counterintuitive.
There is one before we finish this round. There is one last Revenant who maybe you hadn't seen standing at the back, but he's the one that Baron correctly recognized as the one that could do magic. And he lifts up his staff. First of all, actually, before he does that, Bill, can I get another wisdom saving throw?
Sure.
Because this is another one. This is the other one that you took out, and he too is staring directly towards you.
17.
Okay, no, you're fine. You just steer back, and it. You notice that it raises its staff, and you can just feel like this green energy sort of course over you. Can you also give me a Constitution saving throw?
17.
That is enough. That is enough. You managed to push off the Constitution saving throw. You get half the damage here. Half the damage is 26 necrotic damage.
Oh.
So you feel that really biting into your skin and your senses, and you push out, and manage to sort of push this away, realizing that could have been it for you. But you're feeling cold and frightened now as you look out towards, in the rain, this glowing green revenant, staff in hand, pointing his finger in your direction. And I think that's where we'll end it for the night. I think that's where we'll end it. Just because it's starting to get it's past 10 o'clock now. Good roll of the 17 at the end there, Bill. That could have been 52 points of damage.
Wow. I would have been KO'd.
Cool.
We've got these things chasing us forever now. We better figure out some way to deal with them.
I thought you guys do know there is one way, right?
What?
But it's a bit of a... Oh, actually,
we've got to get the skull.
We have to marry them. What are we
He's got to get down on one knee with that ring. You know that fiery dragon back at Argynvostolt's mansion was sort of giving you some clues as to the Revenants, right?
Yeah. Well, what we conclude is that there's a skull in Strahd's castle that we have to go and reunite with the bones there. That's what I thought we had to do.
Right.
Is anyone with me on that?
Yeah. I thought it was something to do with the skull. I didn't know exactly what.
I didn't realize that would stop the Revenants. I thought they just hated us for killing them.
I just figured it might make them into our allies, but that might have been generous.
Yeah.
Well, that was what was hinted, but it doesn't mean it's real. You don't actually know what's going to happen when you do whatever it is with the bones, right?
It just doubles their power, and then they come and kill us even harder. Knowing this game, I imagine.
That would be great.
Just turns them all into massive dragons.
So we either go directly to the big bad's house and try to steal from him, or we fight these things forever.
Yeah.
Or
option C, encase their feet in concrete and run away.
it seems like the level of power they have, they're not going to be stopped by a concrete shoe.
Just keep putting more and more concrete on them all the time.
If you could trap them in a mountain, yeah.
Yeah. So maybe we do lure them up the crevasse. Has anyone seen Cliffhanger?
No.
Has they got battery-powered socks? Is that what we're going to need?
What?
What is battery?
What version of Cliffhanger have you seen?
Doesn't he bring along all this shit and Sylvester Stallone's you don't need that shit.
Cliffhanger. With John Lithgow.
Yeah, wasn't he the baddie? There's a guy that climbs the mountain with him, right? But he's an amateur, and he brings along battery-powered socks. to warm his
It's
feet.
it's a detail I personally disagree.
That's the most important
All I
detail
meant-
of the
all I
movie.
meant is that we kill them off in time for them to respawn far away enough that we can go get Casimir, head up the mountain, have them chase us up the mountain, and then Scooby-Doo them off the top. Like cliffhanger.
That sounds good. Scooby doing them off the top.
Scooby Doo them off the
sounds-
top.
Yeah.
But then they'll just get another body and meet us at the bottom.
Well, I mean,
They
like,
will.
you don't know how.
No, but we'll cause an avalanche.
Here's the other option.
Excuse me. Did you just say there's no way they won't break out of concrete, but just put ice on top of them and they'll be trapped under that?
No, an avalanche though.
Yeah.
It's not as hard as concrete.
Has anyone seen Dante's Peak? No.
Yeah.
No, the other option is that we destroy every corpse in Barovia.
Love that. That makes us the good guys for sure. Just going around desecrating every dead body we see.
Bring out your dead so we can desecrate them.
Well, otherwise the Revenants will desecrate them.
So I love the idea of going back to that with Kretsk, being like, hey, remember last time when we were like horrified that people have been like digging up all the graves and stuff? We're actually going to do that ourselves now. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're going to powder your loved ones.
I did. Yeah, I did notice the irony. Well, that's why I think Father Lucian was a little confused about it. But hey, good persuasion rolls.
Yes, thank you. That was great, Bill.
This is looking dicey for us.
Nah.
Finally.
Well, as long as we concentrate all of our firepower on one until it's dead.
The magic one, right?
Magic one, yes.
But then
Well,
they
the
just
one we were concentrating on is just ducked away.
I'm going to try and push him back in with my skeletons, and then he'll take 2 damages in one turn.
Imagine if we kill these guys, we take a long rest, and by the time we wake up, there's more at the church door. I mean, if they spawn close by, they could be there so fast.
Here's the other thing you could do. Bill, you do your turn undead. Boom. They run for a minute. That gives me 1 minute to cast my bubble. It will give us 8 hours to have a long rest inside it. 8 people in there. They'll be after us, so they'll just be banging on the bubble, I guess. And then when it dissipates, you cast your scare away thing again. They run for a minute, and we run as fast as we can to the mountain.
Triceratops out of there.
Triceratops. Bring the Triceratops back. That's what I.
So your plan is to get a 1 minute head start on them.
Yeah.
That'll do it.
Well, it will if we're in a. And we ran them over the last time we were in a trace. They're not that fast. They're on foot.
Okay.
It's not like a
Yeah,
perfect
that's the
solution.
difference, though. We're dashing, and they just seem to take a sort of. They're just not running or anything. They're not in a huge hurry, so at least there's that benefit.
For now. You don't know.
Yeah, I'm very, very concerned about the fact that we're killing them knowing that they're going to come back stronger. Not
Yeah, I
happy
mean,
about that sound
How
of
many
that.
times can that happen?
What should we do then? Bake them a fruit loaf?
No.
I don't
can't
I
kill
wanna
them.
make them
Run
stronger.
away. Run
Yeah.
away.
Well, that
I
is-
can't believe I, of all people, didn't think of that.
I know. I'm just like, it's obvious. We should run away.
But
And
that's
everyone
what we
else
should
is
have done
like,
instead
that's
of.
crazy.
We couldn't have hidden in the church. That's the point.
Yeah, we could run away, though.
Yeah, by using the medallion, that will give us a bit of a.
Yeah, and using
start.
our other various talents and abilities
I
to run
say,
away.
yeah, make them run away for a minute, then have a long rest in the bubble.
I'll
Make
write
them
the
run
bubble.
away, and then
Why
yeah,
do
once
make
we have a
them
long
run
rest,
away
in the,
for a minute to get into the bubble?
it takes 1 minute to cast the bubble.
Oh, so
If
we
they are
make them
running
run
away
to
for a
give us a
minute.
free turn round with unimpeded.
Otherwise, it'll be impossible to make the bubble because it takes a minute,
Ah,
Yeah.
okay.
and that gives us a long rest. We'll all be refreshed. It dissipates. We scare them away with the medallion.
Bring the bubble down. They're back. Let's get back in the
It
fight.
certainly sounds like a restful night, doesn't it?
Yeah, you just like,
Sounds like
every time you open your eyes, you just see this undead thing with a sword just standing.
I can make it
Outside.
opaque. I can make it opaque.
Fuck,
We
that's
won't even see them.
terrifying.
and it doesn't smell like farts in there. It's a comfortable. It even says on the description, it doesn't smell like farts.
But does it say anything about what it's like after a bunch of people have been sleeping in it for 8 hours? Like, does
It says it's comfortable.
does it get
It's
stinky?
No, it's
like bad morning
magical
breath
environment. That's a perfect temperature. You can make it opaque or see-through.
Well, see, a perfect temperature. Like personally, I like a very when I get into a hotel room, I set it to about 18, 17 degrees.
What?
My girlfriend sets it to about 22. So
it's my bubble. It's not going to be 18.
Can you hear things that are happening outside the bubble?
Yeah, you can hear and see.
So how well are you going to get to sleep if there's like heaps of noise
just
coming
like,
in? Just like clanging on the bubble, burn, burn, like non-stop.
No,
screaming and wailing.
This is a magical bubble. This is not like.
Well, you just said you could hear, so I wasn't sure.
Yeah, if you want to, you can see if you want to as well. Yeah.
Okay.
also, it can be like a wall of silence, like an opaque.
Well, I'm not sure about the silence, but you can make it opaque, so you don't have to see these monstrosities. And I'm sure.
But wouldn't you want someone to keep an eye on them?
Huh?
Wouldn't you want someone keeping an eye on them just in case they're up to something? What if they're off recruiting over that 8 hours?
They can get up to. I'm having a sleep.
Passing around pamphlets.
We can take this to the Only Plans channel. I gotta get going.
All right, no, that's all good.
All right.
Okay. Thanks everyone for watching. I think it was a little bit of a slower session tonight. A lot of planning, a lot of slow pace planning, which is great because I think next session we'll see a lot of that action and see this battle come to fruition, which is going to be great. And then maybe up Mount Garkis or maybe straight to Ravenloft to steal a skull or something. I'm not sure. So it's going to be good. Thanks to everybody who stopped by. Thanks to everyone who followed and all of the resubscriptions and all of our Patreons, all of our subscribers. You guys are awesome. So we'll be here at the same time next time. What did I do?
Yeah, good night. Great stuff. Good eat. Great eat. Absolutely you couldn't eat it stronger than
I'd forgotten about it.
Yeah, I'd forgotten about that as well, actually.
It's so orange. Look how orange that is.
That's very orange. That is orange.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
However, it is indeed called Yellow Car.
Come and join us in our Discord. If you're new, we've got all of our previous sessions up on YouTube. You can check them out there or anywhere that you get podcasts. So do support us in some way. Come talk to us in our Discord. Go check out our other stuff as well. Thank you so much. See you guys same time next time.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Good night.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.